Hello, and welcome back to Xpwaste, where another name for mining should be depression. I'm Michael.
And I'm kind of sick, but coming down from the cold. But you can call me Oxie. If you're new around here, welcome. We're a podcast that's dedicated to old school RuneScape. And by dedicated, I mean we talk about it almost like obsessively. It's kind of weird how much we know about this game. But that's probably why you're here if you're new here, because you want to learn more or want to hang out with people who like RuneScape way too much. If you're not new around here, hashtag the return. We live. We are okay. We have survived the weeks. We are good. We are back in action. Your regularly scheduled programming has returned. Michael, my man, it's been like 8 years. How you doing?
It's been so long.
It's only been like 2 weeks, but still.
I think since we've recorded, it's been 3 weeks. Because you remember that 1 week we did a Patreon episode for the folks, and
did we?
You and I spoke for maybe like 30 minutes, and then the next week,
we took
off because of bingo, and then the last week I was moving. So
it was the Patreon episode, and then the week that started bingo, we did a real episode, I think, and then week after, because we kind of talked about I don't remember what we talked about. I think we just talked about bingo, and then the 2 weeks after we didn't do anything. So we're back. We're okay. We're back. The show is still existing. We are here. We're just
if we had gone another week
in shambles. Yeah.
In shambles. Absolutely in shambles. If you can't tell by either my voice or Oxie's voice, we're both kind of sick. He kind of mentioned it. And it's going to be a hell of an episode for me to edit with the sniffling and the coughing, and it's going to be great. But moving is hard. I think that's the name of the game today is...
Yeah.
I never want to move again. And luckily, I don't really have to. The house that we're in now should be our, not forever home, because I don't think I'm going to live here until retirement age. But we picked a good school system. We live by really close friends. And so I could see us living here for the next 15, 20 years.
Wow.
Don't know.
Which is damn near retirement age at that point.
Right? I'll be 50 something. Actually, I'll be in... why would I move at that point?
I was to say, if you're 50 in 20 years, you might as well just ride it out for another 10 at that point.
Just stay here. Yeah.
You're going to have... The nest is going to be empty, presumably, and you're just going to be hanging and banging, That's a phrase my dad uses. I don't know why, but it's just hanging and banging. I'm like, all right, sure. So,
is there a spade spawn near the saltpeter? Because I brought a pickaxe to mine this, and this is not how you do it.
Yes.
Anyway, moving is hard, and I'm glad we don't have to do it again. It's hard even when we hired movers. This time, so going back a couple of years, we moved from a 2-bedroom apartment into the house we're in now. And at that point, I thought we had a lot of stuff. We didn't. Over the last 2 years of living in the house, just more stuff. We've accumulated things. And then moving into this house, it's slightly smaller than the house we were in before. And there's just not, we don't have a garage. There's just not places to, things don't have a home. Here, hold on. So for the video viewers here.
Holy shit.
And so that's the office that I'm in right now currently. It's a fairly large room, but I have to share it with Alicia's computer desk as well. And all of this stuff that you just saw, plus the closet, this is full. So that, if you're imagining what was in my background before, it was a bunch of board games, all the gaming consoles, a bunch of movies, books. That's pretty much what all that stuff is. Plus what I had in my closet in my other office. It's just finding a place for everything. Once I get more of an established background, some of that stuff might go back up there. But for now, I just want to keep it simple and not clutter it up too much. Might go more minimalist, adult, mature, dark, spooky.
My recommendation is just an open closet with your entire wardrobe behind you, and then one shelf dedicated with shit that you use.
And that one shelf is constantly covered up by your head.
Yeah, the one shelf that sits directly behind you and people don't often see. And then if you want to spice things up, add some things to the end of a desk, like documents and a notebook. Because, you got to commit to the bit and keep a notebook on hand. And also a farmer's market token, because half the people at the farmer's market don't accept card. So the city offers like a token system, which is cool.
That's neat.
Yeah, you can like pay money to like get these. They're like casino chips. Yeah, like you pay money to these people at the city and they give you these little chips and you can go around, and the farmers who don't accept card will take the chips instead of cash, because I don't ever carry cash on me.
Tiki, thank you for the leprechaun suggestion. I was able to get a spade.
All right, Michael has mentioned this twice with no reference to what he's actually doing. What are you trying to accomplish?
So I want to do Tithe Farm on my group Ironman, and for that you need 100% Hosidius favor. So during the recording session today, I'm just going to be getting Hosidius favor. I don't know how many.
You need like
buckets of fertilizer and
1,400 compost. It's kind of expensive, but you'll be.
Well, I'm already at 60%, so I don't think I need that many. Hopefully not, at least.
Yeah, no, the 1,400 is like right from 5%, so I don't know what you need. Start with like 200 and see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, it's been a wild ride. So we moved in last weekend, and I was already exhausted come moving day because I took off the day before, and the whole week before I was painting our office that my wife and I share. She was also painting it. So we were back and forth painting it after work. And so it was a lot of late nights, early mornings kind of thing. And then comes like picking up a bunch of heavy stuff. And the movers still picked up a bunch of heavy stuff. So like my back is already not feeling great. And then we ate something that I don't know what happened, but I got a stomach bug. It's coming out of both ends. Ugh. I'll say that just to keep it
that's
not too descriptive.
Already too much. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I slept basically for 16 hours. And then my wife picked it up. So luckily we did it in shifts. So like I was sick first.
It sounds like norovirus.
The what virus?
Sounds like norovirus.
Norovirus.
If it was that violent and it was like being transferred to you and your wife and your kid, sounds like norovirus.
Yeah.
Or just the stomach.
Luckily,
who knows?
Luckily the kid didn't get it. That's the amazing part.
Him.
Yeah. So that's why I think it was something we ate, because he doesn't really eat the food that we eat most of the time. He eats fruit. That's about it. But I had it, and then I was starting to feel a little bit better, and then she had it, and then she slept for a lot longer than I did, and like was way more nauseous. And anyway, we're just kind of recovering off of that, and then get hit with like the sinus congestion and the coughing and the sore throat. I just haven't had a break. All of that, plus I have to like unpack a bunch of boxes. The house is a mess. Move, they said. It would be fun, they said.
So down bad is the weekly description of Michael. It's down bad.
I don't want to like bring people down. It's been great living here. Like it's everything that I thought it would be and more. We walked over to the park yesterday morning because they have a farmer's market every Saturday, and that was a lot of fun. Like just being able to live here and do that and know it's so close. And like I bought a little bike seat for my kid so I can ride a bike and have him on it as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of great food that's close to us. I found a taco place that I want to take you to next time you come here. It's really good. Yeah, it's just really good. Really good living here. Where we used to live was pretty isolated from like activities and places. I say isolated, but like you had to drive at least 20 to 30 minutes really to get anywhere.
Yeah.
And so now it's like a 3-minute drive to my kids' daycare, which has been a life-changing experience because before it would take an hour round trip to like take him and then get back home. Now it takes less than 10 minutes round trip. So that kind of stuff has been good. I haven't really been playing much RuneScape, except for I did a few Slayer tasks. I know, right? Well, I basically got my computer set up last night because I was like, if I don't do this, it's going to be a rush to do it in the morning. So I set up my computer, but like in the meantime, I've been playing on my iPad and stuff. But it's not been, the gains have not been prevalent for me. For being a host of a RuneScape podcast, not a lot of RuneScape has been happening, unfortunately. And I know that you've been also like, I don't know, every time a bingo happens, like we just don't see you for weeks afterward. But it's fine because you need to have that time. But I've missed you, bro.
This bingo was rough.
Yeah, it hit you hard. Chris said, "I look unkempt and professional."
Unprofessional. How does it feel, bitch? I combed my hair for you so you wouldn't make some uppity comment, and you out here looking like I don't know.
Snack?
You look like I looked this morning and thought, I should probably get my hair wet for the show.
Well, I can't, I washed my hair yesterday and I just let it dry, and this is going to be my reality. For the audio only listeners, my hair is getting longer. You'll see it in the thumbnail. But yeah, my hair is getting much longer, and I am every day I contemplate whether or not I want to cut it. And I probably should, but I don't want to because I've committed to the Michael Christ look, and I'm going to do it, dude. If it kills me, and it will kill me because it is god awful hot here. And I have thick hair and it makes me sweat. I don't know if you can hear my fan, but you can see it, and it's going full speed. Not doing much. But yes, thank you. I'm very unkempt. Michael with armpit length. Chris, what are you talking? Chris in the recording booth is just coming out for chose violence today. Enough about me though, Oxie. Catch us up on the last 3 weeks.
Oh boy, the last 3 weeks. Well, bingo hit me like a truck. Which, to start, was a blast while we were doing bingo. Other than Syracnus, I think my team had a good time doing every piece of content. Arguably, Tob got a little tiring too, because like the first couple Tobs were like, yeah, we're doing great, like our learner's not dying, like it's actually going great. By like Tob 18 in like 8 hours, we're like, dude, we gotta stop. Like we weren't going that fast, but like,
and I know you don't like back to back to back to back.
It was rough. It was rough. And like I was powering through with my team because like we just had there was like 3 toppers on the team. So like we were just running trios all the live long day, and we were struggling. But we did make it through, which was good. We got a Justy helm, which was the most disappointing part. Like we got a purple, we got the tile, but like our poor learner submediate was like, man, I'm here to make money from Tob, and we got a Justy helm, and that's FFA, so he didn't even get any money on the split.
It's free for all.
Yeah, Justy. It's like Justy, Arcane, Light Bearer, and a Lidness Ward are the free for all items in raids. At least the way we do it. But yeah, so bingo was an absolute blast. I said it the Sunday like of bingo when we recorded, but I truly did draft a fantastic team again. Like all super active, all, there's always a few who like aren't super like keen on joining VC, but they're playing and they're chatting like in the friends chat or in the clan chat, or like they're sitting in VC but they're muted kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like I think we drafted like 14 or 15 people. I think I had like 13 active players the whole time. Like I think there was one guy who's like, yeah, I gotta work, I won't be on like today, but I'll try to be on tomorrow. And we never heard from him again. And then I got to level with you. I don't even remember who the last person I drafted was because they never spoke.
Oh, gotcha.
So like,
yeah.
But
and sometimes that's like people gave that expectation with they said they would play 0 to 5 hours during the bingo. And I
don't draft anyone with 0 to 5 hours. So my drafting strategy is in the high rounds, I want, like in the early rounds, like rounds probably 1 through 4, I want good game experience and good game knowledge and high play time. They have to be combined together. If you have a max Infernal cape and you're ranked at every single boss and you can 2-tick Swordfish, but you like only are going to play for 5 hours a week. Well, it's an advanced skilling tactic. Or like 1.5
If you have an Infernal cape and you can 2-tick Swordfish, we're gamers.
Can you 2-tick Swordfish?
I probably could if I wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. So don't do that. You know?
I'm just saying that's a random thing to have on. Like, continue.
All right. Well, skillers, find me something that is equivalent to the Infernal cape in skilling. That is not maxing an account.
Level 5 Sepulcher?
Level 5 Sepulcher and the Inferno are not the same. Unless every skiller who listens agrees. Challenge. I'm saying there's got to be something that you skillers can do. My point is, if you're only playing for 5 hours a week, I'm not drafting you, dude. I need people. Hours win bingo. Game knowledge and skill doesn't win bingo. Hours played win bingos. So in the higher rounds, I look for high skill accounts with high play time. In like the medium rounds, probably like 5 through 10. The highest level mid gamers I can find with the highest play time I can find. Once we hit round 5, you wear any helmet, sorry, brother, you're cut. No Iron Men in the mid game. Because, and it sounds very discriminatory, to which I do kind of apologize, but also kind of not really. If you're a high level Iron Man, end game, PVMer, you've got, 2200 total level, you're pretty self-sufficient, right? I can rely on you to not only get high-level content done by yourself, but also join us for high-level group content. You can join us for raids. You can join us for Nightmare. If we're going to God Wars and you have full Arma because you've killed Kriara 800 times, I can trust.
Of the God Wars.
Speaking of interrupting me, you bastard. Yeah, I saw that it was free comic day yesterday, but I didn't go to any comic stores near me to get the RuneScape comic.
I got 3, so I can either bring one the next time I see you or mail it to you. Anyway, continue.
But
speaking of God Wars,
like if you have God Wars experience, I know you can do that by yourself. So like high level Iron Man, that's fine. But like mid game, lower level Iron Man, you've raided on your main account, but like you haven't completed Beneath Cursed Sands on the Iron. Like things like that kind of Iron Men.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be
Bingo is a team event. We do content as a team. We had, I think at most 8 people at Sarachnis. 8 people at Sarachnis at one point. And it wasn't
in the same world?
8 in the same world killing Sarachnis. It was we were like 2-banging it because it wasn't like we were there with like meme weapons. Yeah, we were like max melee, scythes. I think Fear had Inquisitor and Torva. I had a scythe, Jack had a scythe. Like everyone was bringing everything they had, and we were just trying to eviscerate Sarachnis because we needed the drops.
Yeah.
Iron Man in the mid game can't come with us. And like
that DPS, but
if they DPS too much, they don't get the kill. Yeah. I don't like to send people off to do things by themselves unless it's like the end of bingo. And I don't want the first experience you have on my team because you're an Iron Man drafted in 12th place is for me to say, all right, you're in charge of killing goblins for the Goblin Champion Scroll, but I know cannonballs are valuable to you because you're an Iron, so have fun meleeing them to death. I don't know, just mid to low level Iron Men. I just don't do me any favors in
Is that what your team was called? No Helm?
Yeah, my team. Well, we realized that once we were all drafted, all said and done, we didn't have a single Iron Man on the team, which was not fully intentional because there were a few that I was looking at, but they got drafted super early because they were again high level Iron Men, and by like round 4, they were all gone. So I was like, who are we looking at here? But yeah, I hate to sound like a dick if you play the standalone game mode, but it just ain't for me, bruv. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But no, bingo was an absolute hoot. I don't regret any pick that I made. We had so much fun together. Even when we weren't having fun, we were having fun. playing together. Like, I don't think if you ask anyone on my team what their thoughts of Sarachnis are, not a single person. I think they might try to attack you. I don't know. We had a really good time. We unfortunately fell short, which was kind of depressing. We fell short of third place by 3 points, so we got fourth. And we were going for the raid duplicate item, and if we would have completed that tile, we would have completed the Mauritania column, and we would have gotten like 30 points and like hard secured third. But in the later portion of the day, within like the last 2 hours, the team that took third got a tile that got ahead of us by 3 points, and we lost. We lost third, which was unfortunate, but we put a damn good fight up the entire time. And
okay, just so people don't think you're all talk and no show, I've got the data from Tiki here. Your team killed 1,667 Sarachnis. The next closest was 1,200, and that's Hyla's team. And then everyone else is like either in the low hundreds or like 700 or 800. So you guys effectively took... yeah, you killed a lot of Sarachnis. I thought you were just like, ooh, Sarachnis sucks. But no, you guys killed a lot of Sarachnis as a team. Holy cow. 1,660.
Two things. Number one, we were there probably getting like, I don't know, Fear, how much did you say we were getting? Probably 80 kills an hour, just because it was that quick. Like it was like insta kill Sarachnis. It was ridiculous. Like we would smack it, it would rotate, and then especially if it rotated close by to us, wham, we'd kill it immediately. And we were there for like, I think the one night we were there, like, God, 6 hours, maybe. People were getting nerd logged at Sarachnis and shit.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
it was rough. Number two, I haven't seen the data from Tiki, and frankly, I don't think I needed to, because he just said Oxie's team did almost 20% of the entire bingo's KC for Sarachnis.
Right.
So yeah.
So there was like 8,000 total Sarachnis KC across the event.
Fuck that spider. But no. In any case, bingo was a really good time. Unfortunately, bingo hit me like a truck, to the point where when bingo ended, I went almost completely MIA for weeks. I think, I don't know what was going on. I think I might be depressed or something. Who knows, man? But it hit me right before bingo started. So I had a really good time in bingo. But the minute it was over, like, I barely even wanted to make an announcement. Like, I was like asking the other team, like the other mods, to be like, hey, like, how about you guys announce what the final standings are? And nobody did. So I'm like, I guess I'll do some haphazard announcement. Oh my God. People are like, give me the buy-in money. I'm like, I don't want it, but sure. And then like captains are DMing me for their winnings. Like people, I'm like, I just can't do it anymore. I don't know why. I know why I got put in charge, because I make myself in charge of lots of things. But this bingo hit me so hard that I just like completely fell off the face of the map. Like I don't even think I've been back in like VC, like general VC.
I haven't seen you. I haven't seen you online in Discord for a while.
Well, I usually appear as offline just because the notifications kind of drive me crazy. The you know, and like I'll keep Discord on a different window, and like if I get a direct message or I get an app message, that'll pop up and I'll see that like as a little like red bubble. But when I'm like recording or something, and like I don't have TNL muted, so it's constantly going off.
Oh right.
So stuff like that I try not to do. But you know, afterwards in my like, I'm going to be as antisocial as possible because brain sad and exhausted from RuneScape. I got back into Skyrim for a bit, then Jedi Survivor came out, and that game is life changing.
Yeah.
Jedi Survivor, honest to God, if not a 10 out of 10, a 9 out of 10 game. It's so good. It builds off of everything Fallen Order did well. The critiques I would have of it, which are minimal. Number one, performance on PC is absolute dog shit, which will hopefully get fixed as time goes on. But like every time I load it up, it has to repair files or something. or like optimize things. Like it is rough on PC. It wasn't, I think in the first weekend of release, it outright crashed 3 times, which isn't terrible. But it did this really cool thing where like in dialogue options, specifically at like the main hub, Pyloon's Saloon, like the main character hub you go back to, you would be in dialogue with a character and they would stop talking and you would not be able to move the camera and the music would keep playing and the game would stop responding. It would just like soft crash probably 15 times.
Why do new AAA games just do that? Like that happened with the other big game that is escaping my brain.
But this isn't like a Cyberpunk 2077.
That's what I mean.
Like I need
that's the one.
This is why I'm saying I need to clarify here. We had some performance issues in some very crammed sections of the game. Only sometimes. 15 dialogue crashes out of probably 300 conversations I had. Not terrible. I'd prefer it to be 0, but it's not terrible. I never had it freeze in combat. I never had it freeze during a cutscene. I never had it freeze when I was like teleporting from planet to planet. There were some performance issues like opening the hollow map or whatever, but it never froze during that. It just lagged out for a second. Overall though, like it's an annoying thing, but it wasn't like it didn't make me want to play. It was just frustrating for a minute. Chris said because people are willing to pre-order unfinished games and publishers know they can patch it later instead of shipping a quality product. I don't think this game was unfinished. I think it was designed for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and ported to PC very poorly because consoles didn't have this kind of a problem, really. But PCs did. So I just think it wasn't ported to PC properly, but the game is very finished. Some elements of the story I was a little like about. And towards the end of the game, you unlock a special ability that canonically I don't love because I think it's a little out of character for Cal. But gameplay-wise, was fun as shit.
Did you finish it?
Oh yeah, I'm already like halfway through my second playthrough. Like
gotcha.
I am having so much fun with this game. There is not a single addition that they have added that feels bad. They've added perks. They have added new lightsaber stances. So there's like a big crossguard one where you kind of fight like a two-handed sword, and it's really slow, but it does a lot of damage. I love that. All new like characters and side quest options. The customization is off the chain. Like there's not a whole lot of planets to explore, but what they lack in planetary diversity, they make up for in like the planets are huge.
Yeah.
Like in Fallen Order, there was a lot of like straight lines you kind of go through. This is not the case. Like it feels very open world on the 2 major planets you can explore. It's a ton of fun. Like all the new movement things they added, all the new combat skills, all the new like combatants you fight. Like there's a whole class of enemies. This raider population took over a Lucre Hulk battle cruiser from the Clone Wars. So you fight all of the like B1 battle droids and the super battle droids and the droidicas and shit. So like not only are you killing stormtroopers and the Imperials, but you're also fighting the Clone Wars enemies. Like it is like the perfect combination of like Star Wars love story for enemies. And the lightsaber combat is really rewarding. The bosses are fun to fight. Except for Spawn of Bogdo. If you've played Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor, I 1-banged or 2-banged every single boss in the game. Even him, got him in one shot, right? Except for Spawn of Bogdo. Took me 50 tries. Couldn't tell you why.
Damn.
Bogdo in Fallen Order, 50 tries. Couldn't tell you why. It was really strong. There's one boss I just find really difficult, but the game is fantastic, and I'm really excited to play it again tonight, which has also been a problem for getting back into RuneScape. But IRL-wise, I've been doing fencing tournaments. I had a tournament last night, had a tournament the last Saturday at Bingo. So fencing's been going really well. Work has been off the chain. Like, RuneScape has just not been the priority the last couple of weeks. Like, last night you DM'd me, and you're like, why are you playing Valorant? I'm like, oh, you know. Like
I wasn't trying to judge you. I was just saying I didn't know people played Valorant still.
Oh, a shit ton of people play Valorant.
Really?
Just know people that we hang out with because we all play like we play a 20-year-old MMO. Like, it is so, dude. And I'm sure any Xpwaster listening experiences the same thing. I am on like a new Valorant account because I've never really played the game before. I'm playing with one of my old classmates, and we are in lobbies with actual children.
Really?
Like, oh my god, Harbor, I can buy you a gun. Harbor, no, Harbor, you don't have any money. Harbor, let me buy you a gun.
Oh no!
Don't peek there, Harbor, you dumbass. I'm like, I work with kids as a career, and then I fence. There's a lot of teenagers who fence, and then playing Valorant against like, gotta be like middle schoolers on my team. I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, it is not. It's such a strange dichotomy of like, I meet people playing RuneScape, a game designed for kids. I don't think I've met anyone under the age of like 20. Like, even back when we first started this, I think the youngest person was Damien, and he was 19 or 20 years old.
Right.
But like, I was 23, you know? So like, I feel like we meet more people in their mid-20s, mid-30s than we do kids. So getting into a Valorant lobby and having like people argue that like they're in the 9th grade, therefore I know more than you in the 6th grade. And me and my friend, who both graduated graduate school together, so we're like senior citizens compared to these children. We're like, this makes me sick. Like, I can't.
Turn off voice activity.
I probably should, but my classmate doesn't, so I tend not to, because she knows how to play the game and I do not.
Yeah.
I'm comically bad at Valorant. I grew up, my primetime first-person shooter was Black Ops and Halo Reach. And you live and die by the objective. You want A site cleared? I'll clear you A. You want to get to the bomb? I'll get you to the bomb. Might take 4 or 5 lives, but I'll get you to the bomb, goddammit. Problem is, search and destroy, you can't do that. And that's just all Valorant is search and destroy. So, you get like one chance to be good. And that's really hard because the bullet spread is whack. Recoil bloom is whack in Valorant, it feels like. Because I never played CSGO or anything like that. So I'll have like clean shots against someone that like should have killed them. Even like the classic Halo 3, you know, short controlled bursts. I'll miss every shot. I don't know how. So Valo is tough. It's fun, but I think I like hanging out with my classmate more than I do actually playing Valorant. But I'm slowly getting better at it. But that's been my like 3 weeks. But we're back, and I've been bank standing the entire time we've been talking.
So there's a podcast that kind of rose up in our absence, Guthix Rest. Spari and Bird, if you're listening, you guys can thank you for filling in while we've been
watching it rain while we've been gone. Don't do that. Don't do that, Michael. Come on.
Just kidding. Just kidding, because I know they listen. Or at least Spari does. So hi, Spari. You guys should like actually check out Guthix Rest. Pretty good. I like it. We got flamed for some of our bingo stuff. If you haven't heard, Oxie, but
I haven't. No. Like I said, when I tell you RuneScape went to the back burner, I forgot I even had a show for a while.
Did you? You forgot about me?
Well, no, I didn't forget. But like, you know, it was like
just hasn't been front of mind.
It really hasn't. Like truly, which is weird because like I do love doing Xpwaste. I don't intend to like stop doing it anytime soon. But like, dear God, I think we were supposed to take 1 week off from bingo after bingo. That was the agreed upon. We're gonna take 1 week. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Michael
messaged me like the Saturday night before we were supposed to record last week and was like, "Hey, I'm titties deep in moving. How do we feel about like either recording a short episode or not recording at all?" I'm like, "Not recording at all, you say? That sounds like a great idea." And like we just took another week off because that's kind of like the vibe, or at least like how I was feeling about it is like, darn, I don't have to record for another week. That's just so upsetting because like truly whatever happened to me after Springo was fucked. Like we were down pretty bad.
Yeah.
But
we're back.
We're back.
We do have a topic for today, interestingly enough. Generally,
which is wild because we're 40 minutes in.
Wait, are we? Oh, okay. Well, you guys are still here. We have a topic for today, and it's a pretty interesting one. We could literally just end it here, go to break, have a shorter episode, but we want to come back with something.
Achievement of the week is going to prevent this from being a short episode.
I think achievement of the week
we could have said, hello, welcome back to Xpwaste, where hope you enjoy this recycled commercial, and it'd still be a 2-hour episode because of achievement of the week. Like, this is, you guys aren't ready for the second half of the show.
We're splitting it up, right? Are you going to do the whole thing?
That's up to you, dog. Do we have enough community responses for you? See, this is how Michael and I plan the show. We're live on the air, and we're like, how do we want to do the second half of the episode? Anyway. I'm fine to split it up, but like, have you pulled it up yet in the drive? Pull it up in the drive. It's 2 pages.
It's 2 pages?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll split it up. But that'll be for after the break. Right now, we wanted to come at you guys with something that I don't think we've talked about. And if we have talked about it, it's been quite a while. We're going to talk about RuneLite plugins, because this game is literally unplayable without this client.
That's not true. But like, damn if it ain't close to unplayable.
Mobile, like the game developers of Jagex have to adapt their mobile client and their C++ client with plugins that third-party people have made to make this game more enjoyable. Because it's like a drug. RuneLite is like a drug. If you don't have it, you're like, can I log back into RuneLite now?
No, Runescape is the drug. RuneLite is what we in the business call harm reduction, where it makes it safer to use if you're going to use that drug, you know?
Gotcha. Okay. Anyway, we've compiled a list of unorthodox choices.
Michael's are unorthodox. Mine are a little more orthodox. Michael's are a little more unorthodox. I've seen the ones that Michael has. His are a little out of left field, and I like them.
They're pretty out of left field. And I wanted to do that for a reason, because everybody's going to say 117, entity hider. Like, you guys know those, right? You know them. You're not coming here listening to this episode for me to tell you the ones that you already have. I'm going to try and find some ones that you don't have that maybe will change your life a little bit. So I know that Oxie has an extensive list of plugins, so I'm going to let him go first with his first one. I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. This much of me knew that command strip was not going to hold up the entire 2 hours, and I kind of just went with it. So,
oh my god, for audio only listeners, Michael's RuneScape map just like clunk, like fell right down. That's great.
Anyway, if you guys want to see the map up close. Anyway, it's blurry. Oxie, hit us with the first one so I can put the fruit back up.
Oh, good God. All right, yeah, sure, I'll hit you with the first one. I'm going to start off on one that I'm probably going to get flamed for, but I don't really care. The Metronome plugin. Just use it. I use it for the Inferno, first of all. Doesn't matter what anyone says, just use the Metronome plugin for the Inferno. So the Metronome obviously ticks at 100 beats per second, and it will tick even if all your in-game sounds are turned off. Like if you're a coward and don't listen to the in-game music. It will still like tick over that. It's very nice, specifically for the Inferno, to be able to alternate, but it also helps if you're trying to like, you know, do combat achievements in God Wars where you have to like flick prayers or things like that, or not flick, alternate prayers, but it does help for flicking, because with flicking, you turn your prayer on and then every tick you turn it off and back on. So it's like click, dun dun dun. That double click every single time, and it helps with that. You know, it helps with that kind of flicking. If that's something you want to do, it will help with skilling. Like I was 2-ticking teaks for a little while, and 2-ticking teaks for a little while during bingo for woodcutting XP towards the very end, and I turned the metronome on because like I can count 100 beats per minute at this point, but it was just nice to like have that work, you know? So Metronome is the first one I would recommend. It also kind of help you tell if your world is shit, Because if the metronome does not go at 100 beats per minute, your world is not good. Like, if it ever like skips or goes really slow, it like hop worlds, just hop worlds. But that's my first. Do you want me to like pick another one, or because I have one that's kind of related?
Okay, if it's related, might as well.
Let's
put these
see.
in groups.
I think it is called. Oh yeah, the plugin itself is called Tick Tracker, and it will pop up in the upper left-hand corner. So in the upper right-hand corner, right by the logout button, I have 3 plugins. I have my frames per second, which I think is part of the GPU plugin, my ping, which I don't know if that's a plugin or what, but like, yeah, I don't know if it's a plugin or if it's just like supposed to be there, but my ping is right now between 100 and 110 milliseconds because I'm on a UK world. And the last one I have is Tick Tracker, and it shows the percentage of good ticks on a world. Now, that translates to world stability, right? So if you go to an East Coast world where you have 30 ping or 20 ping, but you only have 70% good ticks, that means even if your ping is better, right, you're still going to have ticks that are not like registering, and it's going to feel like it's worse. I think my current threshold for Tick Tracker is like 91 or 92%. Right? You want the 90 plus for good ticks. It was more relevant back when the worlds were like really bad before the Winter Summit, when they did the little server maintenance that they worked on the last couple months, because they have done some things. So I like Tick Tracker specifically when I'm doing high level PVM content. But even when you're getting into raids and things like that, people are always saying the worlds feel gross because like the American worlds right now are rough. Or at least they were the last time I played. So
Really?
yeah, American worlds, like I'll go from 514 with 103 ping and 98% good ticks to like an East world with 27 ping and like 78% good ticks. And it's like, dude, that's potentially 1 of every 4 ticks that's just not registering properly.
Oh, wow.
That's not good. It could be, it could be a little bit less than that, but that's just an example of why I think it's important to use. So that kind of along with the metronome, that's the really like tick-based portion, I guess you could say, of this. Because when you get into the higher level end, again, even with the higher level skilling stuff, you kind of want to be able to, you need to be tick perfect. And if you need help learning what a tick is and what a tick feels like, that's okay. There's plugins to help you with it. I metronomed the shit out of the Inferno. Like, I think probably 50 of my 100 and something runs were metronome, and it was so helpful. So helpful. But yeah. So
what was the second one?
Tick Tracker.
Tick Tracker. Okay, cool.
Yep, so metronome and Tick Tracker. I really like just having those kind of on hand. My metronome's actually favorited. So like as a final point before Michael goes on, next to every plugin is a little star. If you click on the star, as soon as you open the plugin hub, it'll pop up at the top. So every single one, it will pop up, and you can kind of set it to be, whatever you want. Like my favorites at the moment, I just unfavorited some that I was using for recording for the Springo trailer. So I just unfavorited some of the ones I used for filming, but my currents are GPU, low detail, player indicators, and metronome. Those are the 4 that I have. And then others
so
just
many
like
favorites.
Yeah.
Probably
so
shouldn't have this many.
It's a little pro tip for you guys if you're constantly looking for, like, Chris said he has the entity hider plugin favorited. If you're constantly looking for entity hider, just favorite it and it'll be right there at the top. So what do you got for us, Michael? What's your first plugin?
In no particular order, the time tracking reminder is something that I found pretty recently. So standard RuneLite, you haven't added any plugins. There is a time tracking plugin, or I guess for the sake of this episode, I want to distinguish between what a plugin is and like something that's just a feature. So it's a RuneLite feature. You don't have to do anything to get this. you can click on the right side. It's called time tracking. And you can click for tree patches, fruit tree patches, herb patches, birdhouses, and it'll have everything that you can normally plant or build or things that run on a timer. And it'll show you, like, for instance, if you were to go to the fruit tree one, it'll show you have Brimhaven, Catherby, Farming Goat, etc. And then it'll show you if you've planted something in those patches, if it's dead, done, or still growing. And so that's a standard RuneLite feature. Now, there's a separate plugin called Time Tracking Reminder. And this one's pretty cool because in order to see everything that is either planted, not planted, grown, dead, whatever, you have to open that side panel and find the patch or birdhouse or whatever that you want to look at, and then see there. So the time tracking reminder allows you to put a little icon on the screen that just tells you that it's ready. So if you have all of your herb patches done and they're all grown and ready to be harvested, a little icon will pop up on your screen. It'll say ready. So if you're in the middle of doing other things, you can keep better track of all of the hourly or daily things that you need to do. And then once you complete it, that little reminder goes away. I'm very much out of sight, out of mind for a lot of things in my life. So this helps me to have things more front of mind, so that if I'm trying to remember to do herb runs, farm runs, fruit tree runs, birdhouses, seaweed, all that kind of stuff that you normally do on a schedule, this is helping me at least to do that more consistently. Because if there's one thing that I hate, it's having reminders on a screen if I can clear them. So, like, I'm the kind of person who will go through all my emails, go through all my notifications on my phone just to get them out of the way.
So even if I don't respond to them.
Yeah, it's just like, just get her done. So time tracking reminder has been helpful. I don't have any other ones that fall into that sort of category, but I can go to my next one since you did two. This one is a more recent addition to RuneLite as a plugin, and this may actually just be a standard feature, but it's on the list of things that you need to turn on, and that is the logout timer. And you can actually set this with a custom interval, and I think standard it's set at 10 minutes, but this can go all the way up to 25 minutes. Mm-hmm. The reason I want to bring this up is because it kind of flew under the radar. And if you have not been playing very consistently, definitely something you may have missed, because Jagex didn't announce that they allowed this.
This plugin kind of came out at the same time. Like Jagex, remember, it, like, outward banned like Blue Light and all the other like third-party clients, but in conjunction with doing that, they put all the plugins that were mostly illegal on RuneLite, but they made them like Runescape legal. So Neverlog is what this is. This is the Neverlog plugin from Blue Light, but they've limited it to, like, the cap is 25 minutes instead of ever.
Right. Which I think is fair.
Even so that's the Neverlog plugin. There's the Hub Party, which people used to use. I don't know if it was Parsec they used it through, whatever. But you'd be able to see where other people were. You'd be able to see if they were revenged. You'd be able to see if they hit their specs and things like that. Now, you know, the party is whatever, and you join the Hub Party with your friends, and you can see all that stuff anyway. You can see their inventory, their stats, everything that they had you do on Blue Light, just marginally less cheaty, right? So that's like when that happened. But you're right, RuneLite didn't really announce that it was doing that. You know, it just sort of added them to the game because Jagex was like, here you go. So it wasn't quite like swept under the rug, but it was. Another big one was, it was the NPC death indicator. Yeah. Like, you can, before, like, one of the big things with Blue Light was when you killed an enemy, the sprite would, like, immediately disappear. And
people saw that as, like, an unfair advantage.
It's just bad
It's not
game
really.
design.
Yeah.
It's really bad game design because you couldn't, like, the options for the NPC were still there.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
if the enemy was like the lesser demons, how they go like, wah, wah,
Yeah.
they put their hands in their head and then they fall over and die.
Like Scotizo.
The option for lesser demon was still there for several seconds until after it was gone.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were trying to like go and pick up loot and things like that, you had to like right click, go underneath it, which is stupid.
Yeah.
Like that's a bad design. So they added that as part of Entity Hider, where the NPC will disappear and so will the options for it, which was also a cheat client feature. So that's hey, bring up a great point there, Michael. All the cheat client features that are not cheat client anymore.
It was notable for the Corrupted Gauntlet when people are trying to do speed runs or they're just trying to do it efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you would kill a demi-boss, it would drop the stuff on the ground, but it would take like at least 2 or 3 ticks. I say that with no knowledge of actual how long it took, but it would take a lot longer than people liked for it to take for you to be able to click that, left click it. You would then, you'd have to hover right click and then pick your stuff up, which if you're wanting to save time, that's a good place to save it. So they definitely added those. So logout timer, whenever you set it, you can set it up to 25 minutes. That's the max it'll go. And it's especially helpful for things that are more AFK. So if you're like at sand crabs or ammonite crabs, you're not going to log out as soon as everything becomes unaggressive. Gives you a little bit of a wiggle room for being more AFK. What it does do is it's definitely going to inflate the playtime on the account. There's times where I've gotten up to use the restroom and then got a snack and then sat on TikTok and I'm still logged in.
Yep. I do it at work all the time. I'll log in on my computer and then somebody will be like, hey, Oxie, can you come here for a second? I'm like, sure. And I'll be up having a 20-minute conversation and I'll come back. Sure enough, I'm still auto-retaliating against whatever I was attacking beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah. So this won't change your ability to like kill things longer because you still have, in most cases, you still have like a 10-minute aggression timer.
Yeah.
But for
unless
things
you're like me killing dark beasts during bingo,
Right. So for things that don't become unaggressive, this is great. You can go for
Vires
a lot longer.
It's a very nice plugin for Vires.
Good for
especially
Vires.
if you're at work. It's a very nice plugin for Vires. But
yeah,
that's more broadly than logout timer. All the cheat client ones. People have mentioned like death animation, shift click, walk under. I think shift click walk is that key remapping with the shift click walk under. Let me see. Key remapping. It might be.
I think that's just a standard thing.
Yeah, no,
like you can shift click walk.
I think it's base RuneScape. Is shift click walk under now a thing in base RuneScape?
I think it's just a base feature now.
Menu entry swapper. Okay,
is
there
it really
it is.
menu entries?
Yeah, menu
saying
entry
that.
swapper.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep. So the NPC items. So shift click walk here. So instead of left clicking to attack an opponent or right clicking to walk under, you can just shift walk under anything.
Cool.
Which is very nice.
I use that a lot actually. There's lots of times, especially with like high level bossing, where walking under the boss is definitely helpful. Notably for me,
I was gonna say even like mid level bossing, like God Wars.
True. Grotesque Guardians is nice when you're trying to kite the melee guy.
Yeah.
You don't have to like shift or you don't have to right click walk underneath him. But I feel like menu entry swapper goes without saying, but if you haven't downloaded menu entry swapper, do yourself a favor. If like you don't get anything out of this episode, download menu entry swapper. There's a second one. It's called menu entry swapper extended. I don't know why it needed to be another whole plugin, but it adds even more things that you can add to menu entry swapper. So menu entry swapper and menu entry swapper extended. Most things now, I think within base RuneLite, you can just like shift, right click, and change. I haven't tested that out actually. Hold
Super
on. I'm gonna
nice.
turn off. Oh no, so you have to have menu entry swapper to even, it's not base RuneLite.
But you want to know what isn't RuneLite at all, which actually came up a little bit during bingo? you don't have to menu entry swap your pets, because a lot of people will take pets places and they'll get pissed off because they'll talk to their pets mid content. That's a base RuneScape setting. Go into your settings and search pets, and there's an option to like move pet options down.
Yeah.
So the first option is to click walk under your pets and not talk to them. You can still talk to them and like metamorphosis them and do all that, but like you have to right click to do it.
Yeah.
And not
Me
walk
being a
underneath
mobile Andy, I knew that because it's like when you're playing on
them. Well,
mobile.
I figured you knew it, but like, you know, for all
True.
the other folks out there.
Sorry, I apologize. Yes. All the other people who aren't me. So logout timer, all the old cheat client stuff, definitely good additions. And need not worry, avid listener. I will put all of these in the description so you don't have to like make a mental list.
Yeah.
They'll just be in the description, listed out, all the ones that we talk about. So
Yeah.
need not worry. Oxie, what do you got?
I've got arguably the greatest utility plugin I've ever found. Bank tag layouts. So I'm gonna send you 2 screenshots. I'm going to send them to the recording group chat, and then I'm going to send them to you. So the first is what bank tags do. So this is my Bandos bank tag that should be on screen right now, right? This is what my Bandos bank tag looks like because I don't use it too often. Bank tag layouts allow you to move things around so your inventory and your bank can be organized exactly how you want it with your gear layouts and all that. It allows you to duplicate items. So if you like fill your inventory full of, you know, brews or karambwans or what have you, to allow you to do that. The next screenshot is my melee DPS at Tob. This is what this looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is the bank tag layout difference. See how on the left-hand side, it's all the gear I take to Tob. On the right-hand side, it's all the gear I equip before I go in. On the bottom are some other various things like the Guthix Rest and the Brew are kind of what I fill in from my pre-pot. And then, you know, the Torva and the Tebow are, you know, items that I have placeholders for that I tag for Tob but no longer own, you know, stuff like that. You know, it's a very helpful plugin that I have for, honest to God, probably like 80% of my tags, and I have like 70 bank tabs of like tags that I have, and I use it for everything. And I really mean like herbivore. I got a bank layout.
Yeah,
you know, like barbarian fishing. I think I have the layout for barbarian fishing, but I think it's just my like gear and stuff like that. You know, it really can be used for. I have one for barbarian fishing, sure enough, and it doesn't even take anything. I've got one for VM. You know, I've got one for like all my Ironmen, things like that. Like I've got all sorts of cool stuff, and all you have to do is when you have this plugin turned on, you go to your tab. So like, let's say you have a Chambers tab or a Zulrah tab. You right click and you hit enable layout. Right click, enable layout. It will take all those little, like, if you look at in the first screenshot how all those lines separate the tabs, it'll remove all those and you'll be able to drag them wherever. This is independent of where the items are in your bank. So nice. This does not, it's not like how in the normal bank tags where if you move it in the bank tag, it completely fucks where everything is in your bank, right? It will like move it all around.
It'll give you customizable
exactly
positioning.
It's customizable. It's completely independent. If you have something tagged that you don't own, it will show up as like a white barrier. So let me actually go and send another screenshot here real quick.
I got 100% Hosidia's favor.
Yeah.
I'm going to Tath Farm.
Let me see here. So here is a tag that I have from Immortal, right? I'm going to send this tag over. This is the hard mode Tob North Freeze tag that he sent me a little while ago. I don't have some of those items, and you see the ones that I don't have or I don't have placeholders for have this little white barrier around them. So even if someone sends you something for items you don't have, Scythe, Infernal Cape, what have you, they'll still be there because you can import tags from other people. You can copy and send them to other people. So nice. I have this layout here, even though I don't have a max cape. I don't have kitted ancestral. Like, it's very, very helpful. It's huge quality of life. Yeah. For PVMing, skilling, what have you.
This one goes along with the bank tabs This is like bank tab layout.
Yeah, so
So-
there's bank tag
bank
and there's
tags.
bank tag layout. There's two. I
Yes.
think
You
bank
need
tag
both
is
plugins.
yeah, I think bank tag is vanilla RuneLite, and then bank
Oh.
tag layout you have to download from the plugin hub.
Yeah.
I think, not 100%
If
sure.
not, search in your settings for bank tags,
Mhm.
because if you're just coming back to the game, you're picking up RuneLite. At the top of your bank, you can have different tabs where you have your skilling tab, you have your loot tab, your melee gear, all that. You have all the tabs at the top. But now you can have some on the side that are boss specific. And gear can go, you can access gear. And pause while, just a quick pause aside. I don't know why this isn't vanilla. Like, I don't know why they haven't made this part of your bank interface. It's such a quality of life that I think the tab system is very outdated. Having an item in one place and one place only.
Remember how you said earlier that the game is unplayable without RuneLite?
Yeah.
And I said, no, that's not true. This game is unfucking playable without bank tags. I completely agree. It's the biggest reason I have not switched over to HDOS is because all 80 bank tags that I've made, which transfer everywhere, by the way, all you got to do is sign into RuneLite on a different computer if you're signed into RuneLite, and the bank tags you have on your PC will go to your laptop, or will go to your work computer, or will go to whatever, right?
Yeah.
Your bank tags will carry over. Unlike when you go to mobile and you've killed Zulrah 1,000 times and you don't know what to wear to Zulrah.
Right. You forget.
You don't know where exactly.
You have to go to the wiki.
Like it's things like that. Bank tags, holy shit. Yeah, you're right. Without RuneLite, this game is unplayable. I take back what I said earlier.
Absolutely.
Specifically because of bank tags.
Yeah. So with this, you have to have the bank tags. And okay, so without spending too much more time on this one, because we have a lot to go, the best way that I found to be able to add things to a bank tag is get everything out, wear everything you want to wear, and then simply right click on the deposit inventory button and say tag inventory, type out what you want to call it, and then go to right click on the worn equipment button, deposit worn equipment, do the same thing. And then in the top left of your bank, you're going to say create tag or create create a layout or whatever. And then just name it the same thing and everything will be there. It's very, very simple. There's people who recommend like clicking and dragging or right click and tagging things individually. Don't do that. Don't waste your time. Just put everything in your inventory as you would want it. Wear everything you want to wear to that boss. Right click, type it out. Easy peasy. Once I learned that, I actually started making way more bank tags because before it was like very tedious, in my opinion. So good one. I wasn't gonna say that because I thought it was like kind of more well known, but I think you're right.
Bank tags is well known, but the layout
version.
Yeah. I saw people using it at first. I'm like, dude, this is cheat client shit. I'm not gonna download this, and it is not cheat client shit. It is perfectly allowed.
I should have said this at the top because I thought about it, but honestly, a lot of people are worried about the plugin hub that you can give you viruses, you can get banned. Everything in the RuneLite plugin hub is approved. They have like a vetting process where they go through and they just look and see if it's going to be a cheaty or not, or if it's going to break the rules. And if it does, your plugin doesn't get approved. So if it's not in the hub, sorry, but like if it's in the hub, it's approved. You're good to go. You're good to use it. You're not going to get banned for it.
That said, I think if you go back and listen to the episode we did with Ferraric, it's not about their legality. It's more about their stability. So like some of the clients, some of the plugins that you might use aren't illegal, but they might not. Like RuneLite might not run as well if you download them, which is tougher for computers that like don't have as high specs or you don't have good internet. So like those are things to be cautious of. Like 117 sets my laptop on fire. So like that's not like I can't use 117 when I'm gonna turn 117 on now actually while I'm just here mining at MLM.
Might as well.
Look at that. That's so fancy.
You're mining right now?
Yeah, I finished my Slayer
Ooh.
task, and I'm just mining, because that's going to be my AFK skill for a while, because I got to get base 90s eventually, so, I have probably 20 more weeks of podcasting of just AFKing for a couple hours to get to 90 mining.
If I need a spade, seed dipper, I'm going to do Tithe Farm while recording.
That's gross.
I know, right?
But, yeah.
All right, so my next one, and this is a kind of a silly one, but I wanted to, again, my list is going to be kind of silly. There's a plugin called World Country Flags. I don't know if you have this one downloaded, Oxie, but it's kind of neat. Within your friends list, it adds the flag to the world right next, like it adds a little flag icon right next to the world in your friends list and in the clan. So you can tell, hey, you're on world 514, that's a British world, without having to go through the world select options and figure out what country region or what server location your friends' worlds are. So like if you're like, hey, I hop to my world, it's a good one. You're like, no, dude, that's a British world. We can't do top on a British world. That's an example. World country flags. It's very simple, but I found it one day and I was like, that's helpful. And now I have it on, and it would kind of feel weird to turn it off. So there's a lot of different options.
I've never seen this before. It feels weird to turn on, but
you get used to it, and you kind of rely on it in some instances. I like it. World country flags.
It's not bad. I don't hate it.
Yeah. So another one that's kind of small, but and insignificant, but it adds a little bit of visual, visual flavor to your game is the custom cursor. So back in the day, there's always a meme now, at least, that you wanted to get the rune scimitar for your computer cursor, but it ended up giving you a virus.
What? Rune scimitar? What?
Sorry, the dragon scimitar.
It was the dragon scimitar or the dragon dagger, dog?
The dragon scimitar.
The coolest one.
Yeah, so the dragon scimitar, dragon dagger, god sword, all those fun ones. But it would give you a virus on your computer. Not anymore. With the custom cursor plugin, you can actually get all of them and switch between them whenever you want. Right now, I'm rocking the DDS Poison Plus, and it's actually kind of fantastic because it has like the very tip of the dagger is where you're pointing. And I don't know, I feel like I can click more accurately with the dragon dagger cursor.
You can do custom images. Hold the phone.
You can?
How do you upload a custom image?
I'm surprised we haven't seen the beefaroni cheese dog as the cursor.
God, speaking of old memes, but yeah, that's a fun one.
The last one that is kind of like a visual flavor is the unregistered hypercam 2 plugin. I have this turned on and I forget it's there, but it's a little nostalgia for all you people who watched YouTube back in the day or tried to do content creation. And unregistered hypercam 2 was the go-to like way that you could record your screen before OBS and in different like professional level recording software came out. It just adds the watermark onto your game. So if you see any of my screenshots in like the awesome drops or levels and achievements, it's pretty much always going to have the unregistered hypercam 2 little watermark in the top left. Those are my fun little visual flavors that I think everybody should have. Custom cursor is a new one for me, but I'm freaking loving it. Do you have another one?
I do, yeah. Speaking of custom, it's called Customizable XP Drops. Yeah, Customizable XP Drops. So it pretty much lets you change the font and position of where your XP drops pop up. So if you don't want them to pop up in the top right, you can make them pop up above your head somewhere else. You can make them scroll side to side or down or up to down instead of down to up. You can change the color of the XP. Because you know how on RuneLite, if you're like attacking with the correct prayer, it will turn light blue. You can change that whatever color you want. You can change the font, like a custom fonts. Like I have mine set to the Runescape font. If I turn customizable XP drops off, I haven't actually seen what it looks like in a while. Oh yeah, it looks almost the same, but not quite. You know. So why I like this plugin so much though is at the very bottom or towards the very bottom. there's an option called Show Predicted Hit.
Whoa.
So it will calculate the XP you earned in combat, and it'll show what the predicted hit is. If you've been playing RuneScape for long enough, you know that for most pieces of combat content in the game, the XP you earn divided by 4 is what you hit. So if you earn 4 attack XP, you hit 1, right? If you earn 20, you've hit, 5? I don't know how math works.
Yeah.
And that kind of scales depending on what content you're doing, because like some content gives boosted XP. Like Zebek, you'll get like, if you hit 100, you'll get like 1300 XP or some crazy shit like that because of the boosted experience rates. But it will show what the predicted hit is, and you can actually do an XP multiplier. So when TOA first came out with all the multiplied XP, the predicted hits, particularly at Zebek, would be like 250. And you just hit like a 70 or something crazy like that. And then during leagues, you'll get so much XP, it'll think you hit like 50,000. But you can multiply the XP for specifically leagues to be like, all right, I have a 16 times skill multiplier. And then it will take whatever it is, multiply it by 16, then divide it by the right amount. So you'll get an accurate hit even with such high XP. So I like that one quite a bit. And then you can change the icon from like hit splat to whatever the skill is, So
can't you do sounds too?
No.
Oh, no, it's just like
you're thinking of custom
names.
hit sounds from Ferraric. You're thinking of Ferraric's hit sound plugin.
Gotcha. That's a fun one.
Which is pretty neat, but
on.
I've never used it, but it's a pretty cool concept. So yeah, customizable XP drops. I love the predicted hit. Game changer.
Does it help you in your like does it have a real world application, or is it just nice to have?
I don't know what you mean by real world application.
Well, like, does it actually improve gameplay in the sense that knowing what you're about to hit will help you become a better player?
It makes it more convenient. Because like there are ways to know. I don't play. The one thing I don't do with high level PVM is I hate grouping XP drops. I hate grouping them together. So they're all separate. So if I'm defensive casting, it's giving me magic, defense, and HP all separate. I just don't like grouping them together. But you'll know after doing content for so long what XP drops translate to one-shot kills.
Gotcha.
We'll use Nilo Room as an example. Eventually, you'll learn that 90 XP or whatever it is, 90 grouped XP is a one bang on a small Nilo, as an example. Or like 170 grouped XP, or 90 mage and 60 hit points, whatever it is all 3 nibblers killed in the Inferno, right? The predicted hit just makes that a little bit more convenient.
Right.
So if you're, chaining all 3 nibblers in the Inferno and you hit a 29, sometimes you'll kill them all, sometimes you won't, because sometimes it is kind of off, right? It's not always entirely accurate, but it's only inaccurate by like 1 or 2 points of damage. Not even 2. It's like sometimes you'll hit a 31 on a monster that only has 30 hit points. Sometimes you'll hit a 29 and still kill it. So sometimes it's not accurate, but it's only plus or minus 1.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't it's only marginally annoying, and it only happens with higher numbers too. So like if you're at Nilo Room and you're in a 4-man, it's not going to say you hit a 9 and you actually only hit an 8. The lower numbers it does a lot better with. But when you get to like the T-bow and shit, and you're hitting 71s instead of the predicted 70s, like, that's just the problem I found. Or like barrages. It won't always give accurate predictions for barraging enemies. But barraging is also ridiculous because it will group all of them together. So if you're barraging like 8 Necreals, it'll say you hit like 240 across all the different ones you barrage. So like it's a little inaccurate in situations like that, but
yeah,
convenience wise, I like it. It's big QOL because it does help me, because if I know I'm hitting a 9 without having to do the math, I can save myself half a second, just go on to the next thing I have to kill.
Yeah,
Just go back and forth more quickly and more fluidly.
Because there's a little. I don't know if this is base RuneLite or not, but there's like a little, and this might be base game, but there's a little health bar indicator that's at the top of the screen that shows how much health your opponent has left, or your boss you're killing, or the NPC or whatever.
But I don't think that changes until the hit actually. So, like, when you're in combat, like, let's use magic as an example. If I'm casting something with a Sang Staff, the hit is going to be calculated before it reaches them.
Mm-hmm.
So the XP drop is going to determine the hit, but the health bar isn't going to change until it hits them.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So if you're 9 tiles away from an opponent, you have a tick or two before it gets there. But if I know I'm hitting a 10 from 9 tiles away, I can turn and hit the next thing from 9 tiles away.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting to see if the hit's confirmed.
Right.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
It's why you can Phantom Barrage, which is an Inferno strat.
Ooh.
Yeah. Customizable XP drops. Good.
I had that one turned on, but I don't think I've ever done anything with it. I had it on during leagues.
You got to play with it because when you first turn it on, it's weird.
Very confusing.
It's fucking weird because like it's in a strange spot. They're moving differently. You got to really take some time to like finagle with it to get it how you want.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get it, it's pretty nice.
Nice. On the topic of XP, like there's one. It's called. It comes turned on normally, but it's like level up orbs or XP orbs.
Mm-hmm.
I turned that off a long time ago, and I don't know who. I feel like it might have been like Eevescape or something. XP globes. Thank you, Tiki. I think it was Eevescape, but some content creator was like, turn that off because you're just going to be looking at it the whole time.
I think that was Jimmy made a comment.
Was it Jimmy?
That one time?
Oh, gotcha.
Because I remember that. I remember that video you were talking about. It's like you're looking at a clock in school, just like waiting for it to.
Just like waiting for it to hit the next hour, or how much XP you have left. Like just play the game, and I found a that's quite enjoyable since I've turned that off. Especially in the later levels when that doesn't move very often. Maybe in the early game when you're getting level up after level up, that might be fun. But for me, I turned it off. So that was just a little aside. If you want to find a plugin that you should just turn off, maybe do that one. But my next one on the topic of leveling up, once you become a maxed player or you've reached level 99, the dopamine slows down. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for any of you guys. The XP going up is not as exciting as seeing number go up and seeing those level up messages. So virtual level ups are where I get my dopamine. And you can turn on virtual level ups.
Nerd.
I'm just trying to help the people out, man. So every like couple million XP, you'll get a random like level up. Like right now I'm not on my main account. I'm like 105 or 106 cooking. And, every couple million XP, it goes, oh, you're 107 cooking. I'm like, yeah. So there's just like, there's a little bit of a dopamine that gets put back into your RuneScape playing once you are maxed or you're level 99 and you're actively training it post 99 rather. For me, it was not as fun just to see, oh, I got the XP that I wanted. Now you get to see the actual levels. So take that with a grain of salt because it's not going to be very often. No, don't die, Golanova fruit. Don't die. I can't do the tie farm while we're recording this.
I was waiting for you to figure that out, but
Well, I can do I can do 16, but I can't do 20. I know my limits. Virtual level ups, that's the one I just said. It was great. I like it. Past 99, or like if you don't have any 99s, it's not going to mean much to you because you're not going to see anything. And if you're not actively training past 99, you're not going to see anything. So turn it on for the day that it happens. One that you will use, since that one's pretty quick, I'll go to my next one. One that you will use a lot and will bring joy, hopefully. I mentioned this in the Xpwaste chat in our Discord, but Chinbompa Chinbompa. It's a fun little quirky plugin that I hope somebody either expands or makes customizable. But Chinbompa turns your cannonballs into chinchompas. So instead of shooting cannonballs out of your cannon, you shoot black chinchompas, and they actually have the exploding animation when they hit the target. So it's like you're shooting chins out of a cannon, but it's just they're real cannonballs.
So stupid. So stupid.
It's so stupid, but it makes me smile. And there's not a lot of like pure
Things that
joy.
make you smile in RuneScape? Or?
Yes. To put it plainly, there's not a lot of like pure joy moments left in this game for me. Like, yeah, but it's the little things. Like,
Yeah.
just the little things. So Chinbompa, I hope I'm saying that right. Chinbompa. It'll be in the description, but it's Chinbompa. Highly recommend. I don't know how I found it, but I did, and I'm glad I did. Do you have another one?
I do. I have a small series of rapid fire PvM ones.
Okay.
So first and foremost, especially for all you folks like just getting into the mid game who are going for diary steps and things like that, it's gonna sound obvious, but it's not a vanilla plugin. Zulrah Helper.
Yep.
Unlike Hunlift Helper, which is a crutch, Zulrah Helper can help you visualize what's next.
Mm-hmm.
Because unlike Hunlift, which is like you just got to be good mechanically to like not step on the floor and not step on tornadoes, which does take practice and isn't easy at first. Zulrah is about memorizing where to go next, but there's 4 potential patterns, aka massive pain in the dick.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember years ago when I got my first Zulrah kill, it was right around the time Jagex was like, hey, Zulrah plugins are illegal. Don't use those. Because back in the day, there used to be Zulrah plugins that would show you where to stand, what to pray, and what to attack with, which very quickly became cheaty as hell.
Mm-hmm.
So when I found out about this, after like, you know, people like Scape and Immortal were like, dude, download the Zulrah Helper. I'm like, no, I'm going to get banned. Like, you're not going to get banned. It's just, you know, it's just a thing that you can, it's an overlay that shows where it is. And it only shows up in Zalandra. It's a setting. So Zulrah Helper, you can turn prayer icons, attack icons, and you can change the orientation of Zulrah's island, but it shows up in your sidebar.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, there's nothing actually on screen.
Nothing is on screen. It's on your sidebar. And what you can do is when Zulrah rotates to its next phase, you'll click what the first option is, and then it will give you a chain of things to do from there. So it only becomes complicated when it goes range, melee, mage, depending on where the next ranger pops up in the 4th rotation. Or the 4th phase, you'll be able to figure out which rotation it's in. If that sounds confusing, you've probably never done Zulrah before, download the plugin and it will make a whole lot of sense, because it really is helpful. It was helpful for me because I really didn't like having to like look over at the next screen and hope I had the right one, because like you like pull up the images and shit, and like I found that very complicated. But Zulrah Helper kind of streamlines it and shows only the one that's active right now. Yeah. Which is good. I definitely didn't hate that as a learner. I've got 3 raid ones. Technically 4, but I'm gonna lump 2 of them together. So first things first, Raid Data Tracker. Raid Data Tracker, it's a little mutadial thing that pops up in your sidebar, and for Chambers and Tob, it will show, as soon as you download the Raid Data Tracker, it will show how many points you have earned personally and how many total points you have earned. It will show how many purples you have seen in your name, how many purples you've seen total, what they are, when they've been seen. It'll show all of your regular drops. It will show all of your PBs. And at the very bottom,
on steroids.
It really is, but it's only for raids, and it will show all of the other drops that you've seen or received, and whether or not they were FFA and how much the splits were worth. So you'll like recently, I saw Ancestral Legs with Fear, and it automatically input how many people were in the raid. So it said FFA ? I didn't check off FFA. 22 or 27.6 mil per person, and then it updated my total earned from chambers in my split GP. So it helped with that. For Tob, it will tell you the amount of MVPs you've earned. It will tell you the amount of, purples that you've seen, kills you've logged, best times, and then overall loot that you've received for purples and things like that. Raid data tracker, really helpful if you're doing raids in the long run. Only downside, there is no TOA, which I really want them to update, because I think a TOA tracker would be really helpful, especially because now we can track points in TOA just like we did, so we can for chambers, which I believe is part of the TOA QOL. I don't know, but so that is very nice. Raid data tracker. The next one I have for raids, I guess the TOA QOL kind of lumps in TOB quality of life and TOA quality of life. I was originally just going to say TOB because I forgot the one for tombs, but the TOB quality of life gives little things for every single room. So Maiden shows the amount of health that crabs have. Bloat, I think there's now an option to hide the damn chains at the top.
Yeah, you can.
I think hide ceiling chains, yeah, which was illegal as hell when that was on cheat client for what's it called, for Zarpus, well, not Zarpus, Sodaseg. You can change what the balls look like, so instead of tiny little red and black balls, you can change them to the Inferno range and mage settings. Which I don't know if they fixed that, because they were doing that for a while, and if you had it turned on, it was not accurately registering when the big red ball would attack you, which sucks for tick eats. I don't know if they fixed that or not, but if they did, it's fun. Verzik, you can see the health. Most importantly, for Zarpus, the screech you can change to a sheesh. So every time Zarpus hits 30-something% HP, it'll go sheesh, and you run in the middle. Then you can also do time tracking and things like that. You can, it'll give you a loot reminder to check your chest before you go in. Because if you don't see a purple, you normally just run out. The Tombs of Amascut one is cracked. There's so much Tombs of oh god, where is it? Is it called Tombs of Amascut or TOA? I think it's just called TOA. There is a shit ton of things. The plugin is called Tombs of Amascut. There's a monkey wave helper which shows what is coming up. There's a target time, so the timer at the top left, it'll be over the time, which is 40, 35 minutes, whatever it is. All the rooms are quick proceed.
I find this one to be a little cheaty when it comes to the puzzle.
The Scarabus puzzle is cheaty as hell. Yeah,
because so bad.
That really was when it first came out, people were calling it cheat client because it would light up the fucking Scarabus puzzles.
Yeah,
it's kind of fun. It's very helpful if you're trying to do them fast.
Right. If you're taking the fun out of the puzzle, if you're taking the fun out of the only fun in the actual raid, yes, use it.
I don't think the puzzle is the only fun part of the raid.
I think it's very fun.
I think it was fun when it first came out. I think when you're busting your balls trying to get purples for bingo, I don't give a shit about the Scarabus puzzle. I gotta go fast. Path of Het, it'll swap. So the Path of Het's cool. The pickaxe is an annoying feature that you can take your pickaxe with you. With the Tombs of Amascut plugin, it won't let you go to the next room if you have a pickaxe in your inventory.
Oh, wow.
And it will swap the object. It'll menu entry swap the pickaxe thing to take and deposit automatically. And then you can track points and things. So that's super cool. So those are two quality of life plugins for the raids that are super nice. There's other stuff for chambers too. I'm blanking on what they are. They might just be. I feel like I have 5 chambers ones. There's the CoX.
Crabs.
It's the thieving, the vanguards, the timers. There's all sorts of shit for chambers. Look into it because I don't care about chambers. And then the last ones that I find fun for raids are the mistake tracker. So TOB and TOA mistake tracker. The TOA mistake tracker is I don't think it's super funny. The only one that I really like from the TOA is Jug's looking a little light there, Michael. When you're at the Zebek puzzle room, you don't bring back a full jug. Oh, my Jug's feeling a little light. Jug's looking a little light. It's the only one I really find funny. TOB, funny as hell.
I'm planking.
I'm planking. I'm drowning in Maiden's blood. I'm stunned. Things like that. You get bounced by Verzik. It just says bye.
Bye.
Things like that. It's just fun, stupid shit like that. That kind of makes it, it adds a little bit of fun to an otherwise stressful encounter that if you're not comfortable with it. Mm-hmm. We always hit him with the ooh whoopsie, I'm drowning in Maiden's blood.
Oh my gosh. No.
It's terrible, yeah.
No.
But,
no.
We want them to add a not the bees when you get flied at bloat, but otherwise, it's pretty good. So the mistake trackers, don't download the mistake tracker specifically for TOB if you're learning TOB, because you want to talk about a demotivating plugin. The mistake tracker is if you are learning the content, not worth it. If you're comfortable with the content, mistake tracker's funny as hell. Absolutely, it is worth it.
Yeah, those ones are. I like the raids ones, except for the cheat client one with the TOA one. But I don't know. To me,
again, not cheating. It's not cheating.
It's not cheating.
It's not cheating.
It just feels cheaty. To me, like the one that I really want to try out is the one for Het, where in forgive me if this also sounds cheaty and being a bit hypocritical, but under his feet when you have him tagged, it'll change red, green, or blue depending on what tag style he is using. So instead of having to what attack style you need to use. So instead of having to look at his head, his overhead prayers, and not like, okay, I don't see the sword, so I have to attack with melee. You basically just look at what color is underneath his feet. Then maybe a different plugin. TQ is saying this is radius markers, but essentially it makes it to where it's a little more brain dead, where you can just attack Akka instead of having to look at his overheads to know which style you're using. And I haven't done super high level invos, but Feeling Special, is that the one where instead of on a rotation, he'll just randomly switch?
No, that's Stay Vigilant.
Okay, Stay Vigilant. That's especially helpful for Stay Vigilant.
I have a really, really nasty, really elitist comment that I want to keep to myself.
Okay.
I don't think it's
whatever
worth
you want to do. If you want to say it, I mean, this is not a safe space. You'll get flamed.
That's inventory tagger behavior right there, Michael.
Oh my gosh!
Look at the prayer. There's only 3 options. If it's melee and range, attack with magic. Look at his overhead prayers. That's inventory tagger behavior. Absolutely unacceptable.
Come on now. It is the same order, right? But I'm saying, I had the caveat, right? If you just want to be a little more brain dead, then you can do that. It gives you the ability to do that. So I know, use your brain, and you don't have to have silly plugins. But that's why I think the puzzle room doesn't need a plugin. It's literally memory games the whole time.
Different memory the entire time.
Sure.
If Akka rotated attack styles randomly every 4 ticks, that's a super helpful thing to have. But
just use your brain
same every time, man.
Just use your brain and do the memory stuff.
Speaking of inventory tags, just to call out the elephant in the room, I think they're gross. I think they clog up the screen and they are not good. However, there's one beneficial use for inventory tags. Tag your Guthans.
Oh.
Tag your Guthans with a disgusting highlight color, like a neon green or a bright yellow, so you know you're wearing it. Because the amount of times I tell you, I was at God War's dungeon, and you're attacking the minions thinking you're healing, and you got a fucking Bandos Tacits on the whole time.
Yeah.
You don't get the set effect. It's annoying as hell. Tag your Guthans. Otherwise, bin the plugin. That's my opinion.
I find it helpful.
I'm a little elitist about it, I know, but I'm not an invent tagger.
If for learning content that you're unaware or you're not comfortable with gear switching, it can definitely be something that you graduate from. You can make them super minimal. You can add it to where there's just lines underneath. Sometimes it gets obnoxious just seeing a bunch of green, red, and blue in your inventory, but for learning content, I think it can be as helpful as something as like the Zulrah Helper. Just learning visually and taking that aspect out of the kind of sort of like the I don't want to call it like, anyway, it takes a part of learning PVM out so that you can focus on the more important thing. And it can help with scaling. You need to tag certain things in your inventory that you're using. You could tag a bunch of stuff. So my next one kind of goes along with that, but instead of inventory tagging, you're tagging screen. So screen marker. A lot of people don't realize that that's a built-in thing, and it has been since the days of like OS Buddy. But screen markers, game changer when it comes to repetitive tasks. If you're doing any sort of skilling and you're bank standing or you're doing repetitive tasks like smithing, and you're going to click on the same part of the screen every single time, throw up a screen marker, and it's going to it's on that same sort of vein where it just takes like the mental blocker and gives you something to where you know you're going to click in this spot, so just put a little square there. 100% of my skilling that I did on the computer when I was going for maxing is done with screen markers. I still use screen markers when I'm cooking, just because like the difference between where to click for your bank and where to click on the range can be like hair thin, and it can save you so much time just knowing the minimal distance that you have to click in order to like withdraw, cook things. Anyway, screen markers are great. It's not a plugin that you have to download. It's on the right side panel. You scroll down a little bit. It's like the two little squares just below the loot tracker. So screen markers are great. That's a little addition to the ones I didn't have that written down. My ones that I had written down, this one's small, pretty insignificant, but it can be a nice quality of life. Clan member sort button. Why this isn't part of the actual clan interface, I don't know. And I didn't even realize I had it turned on, but the legacy sorting, I have no idea what it is. But if you add the clan member sort button to your RuneLite, you can either sort by rank, name, or world. And so I have it sorted by name. So if I want to find somebody, literally it's just alphabetized now. I don't know how it is normally because I've had this on since they added it. But it can be definitely helpful when you're trying to find a clan member. And it's not just like randomized. You can do it by rank too. So if you need to find a mod or an admin, you can do that quickly. Or if you know, hey, everybody's going to this world for a 99 party, you can just sort by world and see where everybody's at.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
I've
got two more. And so I'm going to do these really quick, and then we'll let Oxie do his last ones, and then we'll go to break because this is going to be a long episode.
Yeah, good Lord.
So tile markers are something that a lot of people already know about. It's been talked about with like the base game. Trying to add that to mobile, tile markers are pretty prevalent. If you haven't downloaded the tile markers plugin, it may already be on your RuneLite. It's been so long, but essentially it gives you the ability to shift, right click, and mark a tile. That tile will stay on the map no matter where you go. If you teleport away, it'll always be there. It can help with save spots, things like that. Improved tile markers is the plugin that I wanted to highlight, and it just makes the tile markers feature a little bit more customizable. So you can have it to where if you mark a tile, I'm going to mark this tile real quick. You can make it to where your character will kind of stand over the tile instead of the tile clipping through your character model, which I find to be a lot more visually appealing than the standard way that you're just like, now you see this line going through your leg. Ugh. So it's called Draw Overlays Below Player. I love that. I have a custom destination tile set up. You can have it to where there's one from RS3. I think that's the only option actually. You can have the RS3 destination tile. I like that. It's like a gold ring that disappears once you get to where you're going. And then NPC indicators. It'll also do the thing where it draws the overlay both below them and it doesn't clip through them. Very, very, very nice. I like it to be a little more visually appealing, whereas I feel like the tile markers plugin is just kind of, it's useful, but it was hastily done. The improved tile markers plugin makes it to where it's a little more clean. And then the last one is player indicators. I mentioned this one only because of an update. So normally I wouldn't think, player indicators are nice, but it's kind of cumbersome to use. Well, the main one that a lot of people use player indicator for is to highlight other players. So default, it has other players set to red. Now, where is this useful? In the wilderness. And that's, I feel like for me, I use player indicators for my friends, clan members, or if you have a friends chat. But essentially, the one that is most useful is other players who are not in your clan or not in your friend for when you're in the wilderness, because their name will show up on the minimap and it'll show up above their head and it's red. So it's like puts you in a kind of a fight or flight. The reason I bring this up now is because they updated it. It used to be that when you turned on player indicators, it was just always on. Now they updated it to where you can either enable it always, or you can enable it for PvP. So for me, I have other players highlighted in PvP situations. So if I hop to a PvP world or I set foot in the wilderness, instantly other players are going to be highlighted and it turns off if you exit the wilderness. It's great. Makes that plugin a lot more usable because otherwise, if you forget to turn it off and you go to the GE, you're seeing nothing but red. And it was very, very, very annoying. So the player indicators turn it on.
As an avid wilderness goer, eventually you don't notice it, but at first it is very jarring.
Yeah, it's pretty jarring.
Especially if you don't go to the wilderness very often, it's very jarring to go back to the GE or like somewhere that's very commonly attended.
Yeah, yeah. Right. You can leave it on, like you can get used to it, but I just find it's one of those things where it clutters up the screen, and I would rather
if you ever don't notice it. If you ever don't notice it and then turn it off, you're like, oh my god, I forgot what this game looks like. It's pretty nice. But.
Well, you definitely don't want to get too desensitized, because that's the whole point. Is like you want your eyes to be able to dart to the minimap or dart to the area on the screen that the person who's trying to potentially kill you is on. Mm-hmm. So having it show up on the minimap, if you're just like willy-nilly seeing that all the time, it can be very much where you just get used to it and then the plugin's not doing anything for you. Mm-hmm. So definitely having it enabled just in PvP situations can be helpful.
I didn't even know it was an update, so that's super cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got two more, then we're going to send these folks to break. Sound good?
Yeah.
They're dead ass, just rapid fire. Number one, Thrall Timer. Pop something up on the screen, it blinks, it's annoying as shit, and it says, you need to summon a thrall. And it's just, it's helpful. The last one, for all of y'all out there who are learning the content, Inferno Stats. It'll show every wave, it'll show the splits in like a side panel, and then it will allow you, like if you die, right, it will pull up a link that you can click on. You can open up a web page that will have like an Inferno simulator where you can run through the wave that you died on, and everything will spawn in the exact same spots. And if you hit play, will move tick by tick where they go, and you can reposition your character to see where things move. The controls on the website are a bit clunky, but it is helpful if you like either don't have a coach or you want to talk to someone. Like let's say you like do a run by yourself and you like are talking to someone who did the Inferno later. Mm-hmm. You can pull up that link and be like, hey, this is what happened. How do I fix this? Or how do I do this better next time? Right? So Inferno Stats, unlike Tob Mistake Tracker, is not meant to be demotivating. Inferno Stats is a learning tool that I really enjoyed. Again, once you get to attempt 100, it's kind of irritating, but it is overall a pretty efficient tool. So those are the last two little PVM ones that I have. So Thrall Timer and Inferno Stats. There are a lot more that Michael and I can talk about. However, we've been recording for 1 hour and 51 minutes. 1 hour and 52 minutes here in a few seconds. Yeah. And we don't want to keep you guys here forever. Though I'm sure some of you guys would like to be here for a while because we have not been here in a while.
Yeah.
But Michael, I think it's time we send these lovely folks to break.
I would agree. One last thing before we go. If you are interested in any of these, again, we'll have all of them listed in the description. But one thing you can do for yourself is go to the little wrench at the top right, configuration, tap the plugin hub button. And if you're doing a piece of content, it will behoove you just to type in the name. So for instance, if you're about to go do your first, I don't know, if you want to do the quest for TOB, or you're going to go to do your first TOB, just type in TOB, see what plugins are there. Download them, because there's definitely a lot of ones that we have.
Don't download all of them.
Download ones.
Don't download all of them.
Sure.
Because you're going to, oh my God, there's so many top plugins.
Well, download the ones that you feel like would be useful and try them out. And that goes for any content. If you think, oh, I'm going to do herbivore, type in Herby and see what they have. There's definitely plugins that we have not mentioned that can be useful for the content you're about to do. The plugin hub has literally thousands of plugins that you can use. And I don't know, just spend a couple hours one day maybe. And while you're AFKing at Redwoods, go through, turn them on, see what they do. And it's cool because you can link to the GitHub page. And the GitHub page will usually have screenshots and like a description of what's going on. So do yourself a favor, go through the hub, find them out, and let us know what you find. We'd love to know. Probably going to be the community question. So get ready for that. With all of that, thank you guys so much. We are happy to be back. We're happy to be going to a break because I have to use the restroom. But we'll see you guys after this.
Greetings. My name is not important. What is important is that I am a fur trader. I own and operate the fur stall in the greatest city of all of Gillinor. Ardugni. Let's just call it Artie. I own the fur stall in the greatest city of all of Gillinor, Artie. Whether you're looking for bear fur, wolf fur, or an assortment of other furs which I don't keep in stock, I've got you covered. Hold on. Can you stop running on my stall? Every day, it's the same thing. Inconsiderate lap junkies take it upon themselves to use my stall as part of their course. You know how many times I've had to repair this stall? 3 times, just this week. And the city guards are oblivious too. It really feels like all of their time is spent guarding the baker's stall and his cakes. Does all that theft bother me? Nah, I don't worry about it too much. My eyes are locked on my stall. No one's stealing anything on my watch. Huh? Yeah, furs. Anyway, if you're in the market for a fur, come on down to my stall. In the greatest city of all of Gillinor. Ardugni.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial break because I know that I sure did. Is a part of the show now where we will take a moment and shout out our patrons who support us over on patreon.com/Xpwaste. Every week, we'll shout out new Wise Old Man patrons as well as, they're on the screen now. Thank you so much to everybody in the Wise Old Man tier. You guys are the bread and butter and the farmer's market cheese of what we do on this show. Any new Wise
Did the
Old
bit
Man-
about the farmer's market make it into the episode, or does that just not have context?
No context.
Oh, I'm eating bread from a farmer's market while I put my feet up and recline for the next 40 minutes of this podcast. So, love you guys to death, but I'm going to be snacking for a sec.
Yeah, so every week, if there's a new Wise Old Man patron, you'll get a shout out individually. And then on the screen now, all of the current Wise Old Man patrons. So thank you so much to every single Wise Old Man. And our newest patron in the Wise Old Man tier is Iron Otis. thank you so much, Iron Otis, for your subscription. Shout out to you. And again, thank you so much, everyone, the Wise Old Man. You guys are the bread and butter of what we do here on the show. And we really couldn't do it without you. So any of you, really, but love and kisses. Anyway, now moving on to the KBD tier of folks. The KBD folks do get a personal shout out every single week, and we love you, smooches, so much. Hugs, hug, kiss, kiss. Little hug, big kiss from me and Oxie. So, big shout out and thank you to Brokes70, Oxie's dad, my dad, all of our dad. Hi. Cloud Kicker, Dicky Bird, XP Enjoyer, MB Jones, Legend Gary, Lil Drakey, the Lord Jake himself, Mark, aka iSteam, Mike Oxmall, who is now in the KBD tier because I think he wants his name to be read out. MT Birchfield, Rylithian, SatanBot666, Skooma92, Spartan Fire, Taco Ninja, The Big G Jordy, Crayola Crayon, Toast No Toast, and finally Tiz Tot Coots. Toast No Toast used to be last, and that kind of threw me off. Anyway, thank you so much to everybody in the KBD tier. You all are amazing human beings, and we appreciate you so very much. If you would like to join our Patreon and support us, you can do so at any tier we have available, all the way from, starting at $1 all the way up to $25. That money goes right back into the show. Oxie and I do not take a cut. As of right now, recording this, there may come a time where we pay ourselves to edit the show, or we grab a few pieces of merch. But other than that,
we buy tech upgrades every now.
Yeah,
and
we
then.
buy
But
tech
recently,
upgrades.
all the money has what's all the money gone into recently, Michael?
shirts.
Just so the patrons can get upgraded.
The shirts. So
Damn shirt.
yes, I'm going to have those shipped out very soon. But to finish the plug, you can find us over on patreon.com/Xpwaste. Link is in the description. We would love to have you. Yes, so the Patreon shirts, they will be shipped out very soon. I have to figure this out because the 4-week trial for the website that I have chosen is going to end soon. That's how long I've been trying to figure this out. So expect something from us either on our Discord, which has a patrons only chat, or something within Patreon itself to tell you guys, hey, you're getting updated. So stay tuned. I'm gonna try and have those out this week. It's just like I feel like I was in way over my head more than I thought I would be with moving, and so it's kind of gone on the back burner. But yeah, we're gonna have them out soon.
Also, it's the matter of like the shirts themselves, the company that we're trying to deal with, the expense to ship internationally is a lot thicker than we thought, which like is fine. You guys are so generous on Patreon, we can afford it. Like it's not a concern of like we can't pay for shipping. It's just like we're like hit like a truck. Like Michael and I were talking about PC upgrades, and we kind of we're like, let's figure out the shipping price first before we go into that. Thank God we did.
Yeah,
because like you were talking about like a new processor or a new mother or a new graphics card or something like that.
No, a new processor.
You were talking about some upgrade, and I'm like, I could consider something new myself. Like my next upgrade's probably a new SSD. But like, bruh, international shipping out of the United States is whack. We can afford it. We're okay, and we want to get you guys your shirts. We're just both annoyed that like, dog, we just want them done.
Mm-hmm.
Like our artist worked out perfectly, the patron support worked out perfectly, and like the things on our end that we can and can't control are pissing us off. So it's our fault the shirts are not there. They will be there. Our frustrations do not lie with you guys.
Yeah,
we're frustrated at ourselves for not getting you guys the shit that you have deserved for like 6 months at this point.
Right. That being said, Oxie and I have talked about utilizing the merch feature within Patreon that will take money from what you guys have paid and set money aside, and then that gets allocated for merch. But it'll also automatically ship it to you, and I don't have to get 150 shirts in my office. Like, it's going to be more beneficial for you guys, and I think it would be a lot more fun because then a quarterly merch drop will happen, and it'll be new things every quarter. So we're looking into that in ways that we can make that fun and exciting. So if you guys want to subscribe on the Patreon, you can do that anytime in the description. We really appreciate it. So moving on now, my favorite part of the show is the community question. So 3 weeks ago, feels like now, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, before bingo ended, we asked you guys, if you could add any tile to our bingo, what would it be? We have 19 responses. I'm going to try and do this all in one take. That's not going to happen. So, Moist Sean says, hopefully this isn't dumb, but how about all team members or an X amount of team members have to get a fire cape? Screenshot with date and time for proof if one is already owned. Moist Sean, I hate to break it to you, buddy. We do that already. It's called the Tazar Annual.
We don't make everyone do it because, again, the issue is every team always has an inactive player. So this is about as close as we get.
He said or X amount of team members. So we kind of do that. Because like this last one,
Sean, you were in bingo, right?
10 out of 15 players had to get a fire cape. That's how it kind of shook out this last one. Speaking of Iron Otis, who's our most recent Wise Little Man, he says tiles should be 10 games of Castle Wars, play 10 games of RuneLink, or get 10 girlfriends for 100k and have someone trade you full rune armor by telling them you'll trim it. Nostalgia, bitches.
I really wish that we could play Castle Wars as a tile. Because Castle Wars, it was so much fun as a kid to waste time, but Castle Wars is just so not feasible to do for anything.
Yeah.
So it's just like I would put Soul Wars on before I put Castle Wars.
Soul Wars would be fun. Like get the Ectoplasmator or something as a team. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Next up we have Jay. Says find one of the secret NPCs that show up, kind of like Hop Please, at the Sand Crabs. I have a funny story with that, and I'll make it brief. I was in a clan way before TNL. This was 2018. I was in a clan, and a lot of the people from that clan all met up at RuneFest. At RuneFest, they had a cosplay contest. Remember how I said I was going to do this in one take? That was all cut up. Anyway, they had a cosplay contest, and one of my clan members dressed up as the NPC that they modeled, or he dressed up like the NPC Hop Please. I'm wording that very badly, but essentially...
I was going to say, you're not wording that correctly, because I know the story.
So, he won the cosplay contest, and the prize was they make an NPC out of what you wore. So, he is the Hop Please guy on Sand Crabs. His outfit was ported into the game. Anyway, moving on. Ben says, as a 4-person team, complete a 150 plus invocation raid while wearing mole slippers and a party hat. Entry mode does not count. That'd be kind of fun.
Done that. It's a good time.
Yeah. Fashionscape raids, I like that. Reven says, get a Dragon Med helm from a basement Cyclops at the Warriors Guild. I did this recently on my GIM while on the hunt for the Dragon Defender.
That sounds like a rare drop table. You can go find it yourself.
Grooch says, green log necks for a bingo tile? No, thank you.
Also, go f*** yourself.
Gibson says, speed run of the quest boss refights like Galvic and Seren, kind of like how you get a perfect combat task. Low points and kind of just get it done. That'd be fun.
Okay. That's actually not... I'm going to put that on a list somewhere. That's actually not a bad tile suggestion, Gibson. I got to level with you. I kind of like that one.
2 tile ideas, and this is from Pixie. Pixie says, 2 tile ideas. The White Knight Survivor, kill 1,300 Black Knights. Or the Black-Hearted Murderer, kill 1,300 White Knights. Trackable? Yes. Quest log? Account progression? Yes. Frickum? Heck yes. And I want to point out, he actually said frick. So I didn't just edit that.
What a man.
Real crazy says, tile name, 1 tick ban from the Discord. Kill the giant mole 2 times while using Oxie's mole gear and write 3 positive facts about the heron between 2 kills. 1 tick banned. Love that. So my team name for bingo was the Order of the Blue Herons. And while I still don't think the heron is a great pet. I have redeemed the idea of the heron in that it brought me together with my team. So I'm not really like anti-heron. I'm just anti-pet heron. So anyway, Bailey says 15,000 Obor KC. Rescape, RSI scape for the win. I don't know if that's, I don't know what RSI scape is, but 15K Obor KC. Confused. Jack says, get a PK with 5 loot keys already. Ooh, that'd be kind of fun.
That's mega spammable. Just kill your entire team.
True. Damn it.
That's the immediate problem with anything related to PvP is either one of 4 things. You actually go out PKing. Most of the people, there's like one guy in our clan who can PK. That's it.
Yeah.
So do it naturally. Contact another team who's willing to let you kill them and get loot keys. Rag another team, which will just get you kicked from bingo, or kill your entire team and then get a kill on someone with 5 loot keys. It's a good tile in theory for an individual challenge, but it just becomes difficult when we're like fun content ?
Yeah.
Would be terrifying to see 5 keys though.
It would be terrifying because they're over your head and it's like
I see
skull.
1 key, I'm out of there. That
key.
blood red skull with the 5 keys, I'm out.
Oof. Next up, we have Chris. They say, we had to get a longbone from P-Hat for our tile game. It's a 1 in 400 drop, and it's one of the only drops he has. A lot of people got stuck on it. IGN is Zaro. Who is P-Hat?
P-Hat's a troll.
Oh, really?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Huh. So it's the only one he has? That's interesting. Next up, we have Dylan. He says, this is a wilderness tile. As a team, PK 10 million worth of loot from people outside of the clan or your own team. Or obtain a gilded / third age item. We actually had that on our Springo 22, I think it was. Last year, Springo?
Tile was rough.
It's crazy. It was like,
we got it, but that tile was rough.
Mega rare drop table or something. Mega rare drop table? Is that a word? Anyway, Matthew says...
I think my boy got anti-fires from like a hard or something. We were so pissed. But we got the tile done.
Mega sad. Matthew says, Marks of Grace, smiley face. Is that a tile? Just get Marks of Grace?
No, I just likes Marks of Grace.
Oh.
I don't know.
Gotcha. Next up, we have Torin. They say, skill boss KC, ? Because I hate Winter Todd as much as Oxie. It's the only way I'd go back.
Bold of you to assume that if we ever put a Winter Todd KC tile in, I would contribute to that tile. Michael's laughing.
I know he wouldn't.
Winter Todd isn't my job in bingo.
No, it's not my job either.
Unless it's the last day and we need Winter Todd uniques. Nope. I will be an elitist asshole and say I'm too good for Winter Todd, even in bingo. I don't care. Every other content, I was doing f***ing Shades of Morton locks at like 3 o'clock in the morning one day. Like, I'll do almost anything for bingo. I ain't going back to Winter Todd. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it.
I did Shades of Morton locks. It was kind of fun. I might go back and just try and do the whole collection log there. It's pretty cool. Taco Dog 8 says, kill a boss in the mole outfit that Oxie made for his Poor Man's Guide to Bossing series. Yes. How you prove it? I don't know. Because you could literally just change your outfit. Anyway, Seymour says 5,000 agility laps on any course across the whole team. Title it Leg Day.
God, that would... All right. That kind of sucks. That's kind of funny. I'm not going to lie. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I'm making that as a note as well.
Okay, cool. Young Max says, can't get any better than the Chompy tile. Probably something with Oxie's Poor Man's Guide. Not the mole, since that's been beaten to death. You don't say. And finally, on the Spotify section, Dudeheim says, get followed by the meme bird that Michael doesn't like. But seriously, something along the lines of the most troll drops from a superior monster / boss item decided by the admins of the bingo. So basically,
we had
troll
a tile
drops
like that before.
Yeah.
And it was a fun tile because it was like, I think the tile was like a cut dragon stone, a dragon spear, a shield left half, and then something else, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a couple of them were just go to Gorox and get them. But, oh god, maybe it was like a god sword shard from a boss or something. Like it was something else. Maybe it was a rune sword. I don't remember. But it was like specific drops that were like, you want to die. Maybe a longbone was part of that. I don't know. So I don't remember.
It was like the Ring of Life. It was Spirit Seeds.
Oh, you know, it was Ring of Life.
Ring of Life,
I do
Spirit
remember.
Seeds, and a God Sword shard or something. So it was kind of fun. That is it for the Spotify replies. Moving on to the YouTube replies. Same question. If you could add any tile to our bingo, what would it be? Our founder and, good friend of the show, Escape Caution, says Nightmare with the sighing, crying, sad emoji. You really wanted Nightmare, apparently.
A lot of people apparently did, but like, dog.
What I think is funny
had to get cut.
is our other founder / admin / friend of the show, TMD, says Escape Caution -1. So he didn't want Nightmare. Jordy says, I'm actually bad at bingo, but putting Bones to Peaches or any mage training arena tile would be funny. We've had
it,
those.
and it went over pretty well.
Yeah,
Like-
people, it's like a count progression. We just don't want to do it every time. You know?
The
Yeah.
count progression.
Yep. Okay. Finally, last reply here for the question. This comes from Gray. Fashion Escape locked. Picture man only mode. Snap a group photo with coordinated outfits in your favorite guild owner location. 60% of the team must be present for the tile to count. That one arguably would be the hardest because of getting your team on at the same time. But you could literally just do it day one when everybody plays anyway. So, yeah. Thank you so much to everybody who answered the community question this week. If you'd like to answer this week's question, it's going to be what is your favorite RuneLite plugin, but what is your favorite obscure RuneLite plugin? Not one that everybody's heard of. Because
Yeah,
I want to know.
I swear to God, if I see Quest Helper, you're banned. You're
Yeah.
never answering the community question.
We're not even going to read it. I'm only going to read the obscure ones because I want to know what is the most obscure one you've known. So anyway, you can do that on the community questions section on Spotify or the pinned comment on this YouTube video. Oxie, I think it is now time for one of the longest sections we'll ever have on the show. And I'm willing, if you are willing, to split this up. So just let me know
Crazy you mentioned that, folks. It's game time. It's time for Achievement of the Week. Little backstory. If you're new around here, every week we shout out the people who do awesome shit in the Discord. You get a 99, you hit a total level milestone, combat achievements, you get your first fire cape, you get another various cape, like diary cape or something like that, you know. We shout that out because we like to acknowledge the people in our community who are doing cool stuff, right? We want to acknowledge the people who are accomplishing things that might go under their radar, because if you're only on Twitter following high-level PVMers, it doesn't seem like anybody gives a shit that you got your first entry mode Tob KC for the quest. We do when you get your quest cape. We care about the firsts because we know how important the firsts are. We do this every single week. We have not had an episode in 2 weeks, which actually means that we have 3 weeks of content that we've not done anything for. And Michael just added another thing because I didn't know he actually got it done. A little bit more backstory into why this is a little bit thick. For those of you who maybe are unaware, this past week, Jagex released an update that made the combat achievements a point-based system instead of a task-based system like they were for several months prior. So a lot of people accomplished a lot of things, some of them by doing absolutely nothing. But it happened, right? This is going to be a thick section. So thick, in fact, that I am going to call a special guest host in, right? Are you guys ready for my special guest host for Achievement of the Week?
Yeah.
I am inviting the Michael from Xpwaste to help me out with Achievement of the Week. Or I'm going to talk for 2,000 years. So we're going to sandwich this. You're going to get Oxie, Michael, Oxie,
Hell yeah.
I guess.
I'll do skilling because that's my favorite.
Absolutely, you will do skilling. I'm going to kick us off with miscellaneous. And there are big achievements in all three categories because that's what happens when you don't do achievement of the week for damn near a whole month. So without further ado, let's get into this. Kicking things off in the miscellaneous category this time around, we got quite a few quest capes. So earning their quest cape within the last 4 years since the last time we did this segment, we have Elvish, Jay Goose, Money Man Mine, and Neat Seas, who actually got their quest cape together, which was a lot of fun. Seymour 975 and RU Swole. In addition to other various miscellaneous capes of accomplishment, Gecko, Caper, and Bat Fastard all achieved their music capes this week, which I think a lot of it came from Bingo. A lot of people were really motivated by Bingo to get their music capes. I think Submediate was in the same boat. I think he's like one music track away, though, like a Mimic or a Champion Scroll or something. Because Mimic and Champion Scroll usually hold people back. But once you get those, music capes pretty free. More capes, Your Savior Sync and Emeritas achieve their diary capes this week. So now they've got all the diary perks, which like going back to the GIM and playing this game without any diary perks sucks. Man, being in the end game is great. I gotta say, it's awesome. Finally, in the miscellaneous section, which like, I think we have 2 of these this week, or for this segment. Prior to this, we've only ever had 2
total. Yeah.
Pretty sure 2 total in the entirety of Achievement of the Week. Zero Fox and 10,000 Slugs, which by the way, that's still a lot of slugs. Both got their champions capes this week.
Wow.
Well, not this week, within the whatever. The time gate doesn't matter. But for this segment, we have officially doubled the amount of champions capes we have seen on Achievement of the Week for Xpwaste. Awesome. It's nutty. And like some of their KCs are whack, how many they had to kill or how many they didn't have to kill for it. So Zero Fox and Slugs, congratulations, y'all, because again, that shit's wild. Someday I kind of want to get the Champions Cape. I don't see that happening anytime soon because I've spent a long time trying to get a cape. And I think if I put that kind of time into a cape again, it's going to be a max cape. Who knows, though? Nice. Let's move on to the skilling category, which is pretty big. Michael's got a lot to talk about. It's pretty big.
This. So, in the skilling section here, start off, these are, so just as a disclaimer, these are all going to be 99s. So I want you to not take a shot every time I say 99 because it's going to be a lot. All right.
Do it, cowards.
Shinkiro got 99 HP and 99 range. Fortimus with 99 strength, attack, and mage. Gay Raccoon
Wizard
with 99 HP. Sad day for Gay Raccoon because their name was removed in the game. Jagex finally said, to hell with you, Gay Raccoons. And
is that why they're Iron Raccoon now?
Yeah.
No.
Like, how are you gonna have? How are you gonna have a Pride event for for Pride Month and not allow Gay Raccoon? That just seems counterintuitive. It seems weird.
There's also names like Spicy Taint Sniffer at Chambers Bank, and there's no way Gay Raccoon gets cut.
I don't know if it's because of the word gay, but it just seems discriminatory.
That's pretty gay.
It's very, very not good. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay, Relu. You'll always be gay in my heart. You'll always be Gay Raccoon.
Dean709 with 99 HP. Main Sequence with 99 Strength. Fairy with 99 HP. Buckley with 99 Crafting. Iron Jake Stab with 99 Farming. D4 Drake, 99 Hit Points. Consume Shrek with 99 Farming. Valeric with 99 Woodcutting. Fiend,
which was at the bingo, at the bingo party, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. Well, everyone was piled around for pictures, post bingo. We were all having a good time at the Grand Exchange. I logged out, and 5 seconds later, Valeric popped 99 woodcutting because he even said in the screenshot that he crashed the closing ceremonies with a 99, which is pretty fun.
The last time we had a closing ceremony, was it Valeric that did it? That had somebody popped in the clan hall and got a 99 in the clan hall. I don't remember who it was though.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was
now
either,
it's
but you're right. That did happen.
Fall
Somebody got
bingo.
99 right at the very end.
Feigned with 99 farming, AFK for a bit with 99 mange, defense, and HP. They went AFK for a bit to do that. Bucket God with 99 attack, Hyla with 99 prayer and fishing, Parker J with 99 herblore, Flanker 99 slayer.
Got it. It's Zuck, too.
What a legend. Zero Fox with 99 woodcutting. So Zero Fox has gotten the, what was it called? The Championscape, 99 woodcutting, and he got a duo shadow the other day with Tyler.
Crazy.
Man's
how
busy.
Drops aren't achievements.
Anyway, I'm just saying he's busy.
He's making more money than me, damn it. Drops aren't achievements.
Melvix with 99 construction, Fumble Swing with 99 slayer, MJ Style with 99 strength, LA Clips with 99 HP and 99 farming, Ice 9 Chills with 99 prayer, Tento Tricks with 99 range, Lord Maticus with 99 prayer, Blah Blah with 99 range. I was at that party. It's epic. I love the name Blah Blah too. It's just like, it's one that you think would not be taken, or like it's one that you think would be taken if it's not. Ryukusen with 99 slayer, or as he says, 99 PVM. Who farted during the episode? He farted and got 99 defense. I'm pretty sure a total level achievement, but I don't remember what. I think like 2100 or something.
I think it was a combat level.
Oh, is it a combat? Okay.
It was 126 combat.
Okay, 126 combat as well. And Jake AIC SCP with 99 construction. I was in VC with Jake last night and he was 96 construction. So he's zooming. Moving on to some total level achievements. We've got Melvix with 2K total level. Fumble Swing, also 2K total level. Pork Jerry, hitting 2K total. Gay Raccoon at 2K total. Silky with 2100 total. Lord Maticus also at 2100. And we got Moonstonks and De La Gente, both 2.2K total. Welcome to your new favorite worlds, boys, Moonstonks and De La Gente. Actually, all of you. Welcome to the non-peasant worlds. 2K total.
Well, except for
worlds.
Silky and Lord Maticus. 2100 don't get you shit, but you're getting there.
True.
You know.
True. Everybody but Silky and Maticus have gotten something to achieve. And last but certainly not least, our boy Cole maxed his account 1 tick after doing something that Oxie will talk about. But congratulations, Cole. 2277 total. Very much proud of you. This could have happened a while ago, but he was waiting on something. And I'll let Oxie get to that. But I talked to him the other day, yesterday actually. He's like, bro, this Maxscape kind of cracked. I'm like, I know. So many teleports. So congratulations, Cole, on maxing your account. Now, back to my favorite co-host in the entire world for this Achievement of the Week sandwich.
You goddamn right. It's Achievement of the Week time, folks. It's not. That's how long it was that Michael was talking that I thought we were restarting Achievement of the Week. That's how many scaling things we had. I'm not going to lie. It's combat. It's the combat achievement section. We're not restarting this portion. Good God, I am cooked, folks. First fire capes. Michael, we didn't get a whole lot of first fire capes during bingo.
Really?
Which I thought was weird.
Interesting.
Unless people just didn't post them. We didn't see a lot of Zulrah, and we didn't see a lot of first fire capes.
Maybe they posted them in their team chats, like for the...
Which is
the
entirely
screenshot?
possible, but I've
Yeah.
only got like 6 of them here. And I thought for sure we would have had more, especially during bingo. I think we got a few, but not all of them. So, kicking things off for the fire capes, the meat wagon got his LXAC, back.
Latch.
You have a different Discord name. Latch, maybe? That
Maybe.
could be it. You got your first fire cape. Morehouse got their first fire cape. So did Smarmy Knight, Beefy, and Kevbot. I love when the achievement notification pops up in the CC. It's a good feeling to watch people get their first capes.
Yeah.
We have some more firsts as well. Splasher. I'm just going to, the next 4 people got Corrupted Gauntlet. Because a shit ton of people did Corrupted Gauntlet. Splasher, Dog B-Day Guy, Buckeyes, and LA Clips all got their first Corrupted Gauntlet KC. Mayalt, whose name is also Patrick, but Mayalt.
Is that a play on mayo?
Is a mayonnaise an instrument? I wouldn't think so, but who knows? got their first Gauntlet and their first Zulrah, the two big firsts in 1 week. And then Seymour 975 with the double-double, who got his first Zulrah KC. Yeah, it is a double-double for Seymour. Nice. Surprisingly enough, only one kit. And that came from Recycle Please, who finally got around to getting his Missouri crafting kit. Only one kit, which again, I thought for sure, and it's weird because like there are more people that got it. Like I know on my team, Nate Dogg and Russ of Fury, I think got their 350 kits. But it wasn't posted, so I don't know. If you got your kit during bingo, which I imagine quite a few of you guys did, congratulations. We're not shouting you out because I don't know who you are, right? Oh, now we get into just a massive portion of Achievement of the Week, which so many people got combat achievements done by doing a whole lot of nothing, which is great. Kicking us off, Shu achieved their easy combat diaries. Fumble Swing achieved their easy and medium combat diaries. Roskin, Toilet GG, and Caper all achieved their easy, medium, and hard combat diaries in a day. Humble Owl, Nate Dogg, and our very own Bloodhound here, Michael, achieved their hard combat diaries. If you think for a second you're not finishing them God Wars diaries, you got another thing coming, Michael.
Well,
I'm dragging your ass back to the
dungeon. Them
for
my elite helm now. So my Jad helm. I only need like 213 or 113 points or something. And it, funny enough, like to get my elite combat diaries like done, I need to do less tasks than there are elite diary tasks. If I just do all like 5 pointers.
Boo.
Anyway, continue.
I think for mine, I think I need like 72 master tasks, and I have like 84 of them left. And I did the math. I cannot touch Chambers of Xeric.
See? This
and
is
get
the point.
My master diary.
I did the hard diary without doing stupid content.
Because at the same time, I feel like that I really earned the Verzik helm because they gave you the cosmetics for completing the diary.
You did. You earned it.
They should have just... No, you didn't. This is where the elitist in me comes out.
The only one you have to earn is the Grandmaster. That's the only one you need to earn.
But like, there's an Avernic override. There's a Slayer helm override. Like, in my opinion, you should have gotten the perks, but the cosmetics shouldn't have come until you've gotten...
That's a worse situation.
Done.
That's a worse outcome than saying, hey, you did the diary. You got enough points to get the diary, but we're not giving you all the diary stuff.
But you didn't. That's where where it frustrates me. Like, imagine being able to do the Lumbridge hard diary without having to get bones to Peaches because you have 77 rune crafting and you're able to get the elite diary step done. You didn't do the hard diary.
I don't think this
is my most elitist asshole opinion I think I've had the entire episode. I need you to rein it back in. I apologize
for the achievement of the week. Let people have it because there's a lot of people.
I'm letting people have it. I really am. I'm proud of everyone who's done it.
The next 6 people all completed this diary like that you don't think is an achievement, but I think it is an achievement.
I do think it's an achievement to get done. I'm just a little elitist about it.
I'll read them off because you don't think they deserve the chat helm.
You are not reading shit in the combat section. You don't even finish God Wars. Not yet, anyways. I'm taking your ass back to God Wars, and we're getting that done, Michael. In any case, Prestige, Soul, Suffix, or Isaac, Planker, Jaharis, and Zero Fox, who I'm pretty sure got a triple this week. That's Zero Fox's triple with the elites. All got their elite combat achievements done. So now they get to wear the best Slayer helm in the game, the Jad helm.
Hell yeah.
And they get to teleport to the Inferno, which is so nice because now when you guys go to God Wars, you take the little thing with you. You take the little blue IUD and you can teleport like damn near like right by a bank. It's super nice.
Ooh.
It is super nice.
To God Wars or to the Moral Wreck?
So you take the blue IUD to teleport to God Wars.
Yeah.
You go to God Wars, and then when you leave, especially if you don't take a blessing with you, like if you go to Kree or Sarah, you don't take a blessing with you with a teleport.
Yeah.
You teleport to the Inferno, and
see.
you're right by bank.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
So you don't have to like teleport outside God Wars and then like mini game teleport outside whatever. Apparently Tiki also got his elite combat achievements done. So that's the thing. People haven't even been posting it. It's like I don't know who got them all. You know. Did Fear? Did you get your elite combat achievements done too? Damn.
Okay, so one thing that I think is pretty funny is the reason I think they made the Elite Diary easier to obtain is for the Jad cosplayers out there who want to have Jad slippers, Jad plushie, Jad pet, and the Jad helm. It's just more accessible. Jad Fashionscape.
Wild then. I think Mima brought it up in the recording booth chat, which I've seen on Twitter, which I'm just getting a laugh out of because, again, it just feels a little ridiculous. Verzik Helm, Fire Max Cape. You're
That's
getting a Verzik Helm without an Infernal Cape. I'm sorry.
Ultimate.
Call me an elitist dick.
No, you are.
But, like, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. But
It's
congratulations.
They're great.
Congratulations to all of you guys who got your combat diaries done.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we did not get one Infernal Cape during the time that we were gone. We got 3.
Woo!
3 people got their first Infernal Cape in the time. So we got a Max Cape, 2 Champions Capes, and 3 Infernal Capes in the past couple of weeks. And those big congratulations go out to Toasty, Pun Papu. I don't know. I don't think I'm saying your name correctly, but I saw it at like 1 o'clock in the morning when I laid down for bed as soon as you posted it. And then Cole, who not only maxed, but also got his Infernal Cape. He went so quickly after getting his cape to max that he forgot to take the screenshot of his first Infernal Cape at the Inferno and instead took it at his house while building mahogany table. So he achieved both the Infernal Cape and the Max Cape in this week. So congratulations to our brand new Infernal Cape enjoyers in the Xpwaste Discord, the TNL Discord, the TNL clan, wherever you may reside. Welcome. You're all finally free to play the game, especially in Cole's case. The man can play the game as long as he wants because now he's maxed as well. And congratulations to everyone who achieved something awesome. Whether or not you got shouted out, because again, I do apologize, it was a bit scuffed this past weeks, months, years, however long it's been, because it has been a really long time. And these big achievement of the weeks can be a little difficult to manage sometimes. But I hope we got everyone, or almost everyone. If you did something awesome and you want to show it off, head over to our Discord, discord.gg/OSRSTNL. You can post in the levels and achievements chat if you do something awesome. Post about your awesome drops. We recently opened up in the last couple of weeks a Gym Rats page, which I didn't think was going to get a whole lot of traction because I don't work out. People have been popping off in that gym. Like I guess the suggestion completely went under my radar. So like shout out to Scape for bringing that up in the mod chat that people kind of wanted it, because I wouldn't have ever expected people wanted it. That chat goes crazy.
Nice.
People are always posting about their workouts and their gains and things like that and the journeys they're on to build muscle or lose weight or whatever it is. So post it in Gym Rats if that's something you're into. I don't know. Have our Discord, again, certifiably the best RuneScape Discord on the whole damn planet.
I am going to call out Are You Swole, because I don't see him once in this chat. And if your name is Are You Swole and you're not in the Gym Rats chat on Discord, doing something wrong. Get in there, brother.
Are you even swole?
Are you even swole? That's my question.
I don't have room to talk. I'm not. So
I'm not either,
but
just gonna say.
But
that was great.
That wraps up achievement of the week, which means the podcast is almost coming to a close. But there's one delightful note that we have to close on before we send you guys off. Michael, my dear co-host and friend Michael, do you have a fun question for us this week?
It is fun question time, and I do have a question. I have a question that has been asked by Taco Ninja in our Discord. Taco Ninja coming on strong with all these really good fun question suggestions. Because I remember last time it was the one about the blue heron that anyway. Moving on to the fun question. If you could rule over a kingdom or area / town in old school RuneScape, which would you choose? And what would your first act be? If you could rule over a town or area, what would it be? And what would your first act as ruler be?
My first act as ruler, huh?
Upside down. Where am I gonna rule, Oxie?
Man's got the whole fan finished map in front of him. God damn. Let's see here.
Like my knee-jerk reaction is like the small, quaint town of Catherby. But like there's not much there.
That's always your knee-jerk reaction.
It is always my knee-jerk reaction. Catherby is just great. It's right there. But I think that region is, you would have to go by region. So like if you want to rule over Catherby, you'd have to be the ruler of
It just says a
Canton.
town. You don't have to rule Canton.
Oh,
Just
he's like, you'd be
rule-
the mayor
rule
of
a town.
Catherby? Okay. Well, then maybe I'll be the mayor of Catherby. I don't know. Either Catherby or Relica. In my first act, if I was the ruler of Relica, would be to add some sort of trade route from Relica. Because you have a port there. You have the fish stalls and all of the stalls there, but there's no bank in Relica. And if there's no bank, it tells me it's like disconnected from the main hub of trade within the game. And maybe for good reason. So maybe I would be a hated ruler. But in Relica, they definitely, more people need the goods that are coming out of that town. But you would definitely have to add some sort of like, I don't know, some sort of tax or limit to how much you could export, because, you know, small town, small fishing town, small village, it needs to be able to sustain itself before it can sustain the world. Same thing with like Catherby, maybe adding some sort of GE in Catherby for that side of the world would be kind of cool, but on a smaller scale. And then maybe more homes in Catherby too, because there's not a lot of actual places to settle down there. And with it being so close to the mountain, maybe people could set up like an Airbnb situation with their houses. And
that ain't a home, dog.
well, like an inn or like a hotel, or just something to where you'd have rest on your journey, either coming from the mountain or you're about to cross the mountain. Because look at Catherby, it's nestled right by the White Wolf Mountain, which can be quite the journey. If you're just on foot, you have to walk all the way around, and there's wolves, and your next closest town is like Borthorpe or Taverley. And to me, that's not very welcoming. So you want to have a good experience. I'm never going to put this map up because this is just too much fun. I wouldn't be able to do this. Wouldn't be able to show you them.
Dear God.
It'd be a prop. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Catherby or Relica. That'd be kind of fun. I'm not a big city kind of guy. I mean, I've been to Chicago. I've been to New York. It's not for me. I want to live as far away from this big city as I can. And those two
I gotta
places.
say though, European big cities hit different.
Yeah?
American big cities make me anxious and drive me crazy. European big cities, I can vibe with that.
You can vibe with that? Okay.
London, Paris, Rome, I can vibe with that. I prefer like a Copenhagen, Prague, which like pretty substantial. Geneva's expensive as shit. Otherwise, it's not too bad. But like London over New York City all day long.
Nice.
I don't think I've ever been more anxious in my life in a city than I have been in New York. It's just the whole Times Square was one of the most overwhelming locations I think I've ever been in my entire life. Hated it. Hated Times Square. But
a lot of people.
so I feel that. There's too many people, too many lights. Everyone's way too close to each other. was
somebody's
rough.
like
It was
on the
not.
verge of scamming you at all times, trying to like
It's not
get
even.
you
It's
to take
like
a picture and pay for it.
it
or
wasn't.
something.
It wasn't who the people were. It was the amount of people that they were. It was like, oh god, so many people. It was horrible,
Horrible.
but horrible. But I also have two in mind, and they
okay.
both revolve around larger projects. So the first is I want to be Lord Commander of the Wilderness.
Whoa. Okay.
I want to rule the wilderness. We're not going to do anything about people killing other people because, like, that's what you signed up for, bitch. But what I do want to do is look into some environmental restoration projects because there's a lot of dead space in the wilderness, both literally because all the plants are dead and figuratively because there's nothing happening. Like in the areas right below, like the Mammoths, Ferox Enclave, and the altar,
Mm-hmm.
nothing going on. That area just east of the Chaos Altar, nothing going on, right? Let's look into some restoration tactics. What can grow out in the wilderness? How can we make the wilderness a little bit more healthy for the environment that's around it? Even though we know not a whole lot of things grow after the destruction during the Second Age, Third Age, whenever the edicts were created and the wilderness trench was made and all that. Not a whole lot can happen. But some things surely can, because life is sustained out there. So surely we can figure out something, right?
Absolutely.
That is the first thing that I would want to do. We also have the resource area, so we know things can grow. We know we can get pockets of life. We just have to figure out how, right? Brief shout out to Trillo, who just got 99 Prayer, Magic, and Slayer all at the exact same time.
Whoa.
So pretty neat. Pretty
Well
neat.
done,
We'll probably
Trillo.
shout him out next week as well. So and that's another thing. Also, I want to focus on like how the volcanic ash affects air quality, how the presence of some of these things, like, because it doesn't seem like anything really negatively impacts things. But I don't know what kind of environmental impact spells have, so I really couldn't tell you. So that's what I want to do for the wilderness. Or I want to be a basic bitch and I want to rule Varrock.
Oh.
3 reasons. Number 1, Rold's an idiot.
I was about to say, Rolled sucks.
Number 2, my first act as ruler of Varrock, we're putting Charlie the Tramp to the headsman.
Send him
there
to
in
the Dark
streets.
Wizards.
Right there in the streets, everyone can watch. It'll be a Skyrim type execution with no dragon. Right there. How do you plead? Not guilty? Don't care. Right
Ned
there,
Stark him.
for everyone to watch.
Oh, God.
And then, once Charlie's dead and Varrock is free of the worst NPC in the game, we're going to work on economic and educational improvements for the entire city south of the fountain. You spawn into the fountain. North of it, you've got the castle, the Grand Exchange, you've got the museum, you've got the chapel. That's where all the money's at. South of that, everything is dilapidated as shit. People don't even live there. Houses are run down. There's fucking all sorts of problems in there.
Yeah.
We got to get some more money into that area. We got to get a community center rocking. We got to get a school rocking. We got to put some opportunities for sustainable work, not contract construction work, right? Like the fucking mahogany homes people have, right? We need some long-term work in Varrock. Long-term job applications where people can open shops. Because, like, why are there 6 ranges south of Varrock? In every building is empty except for the sword shop. 7 if you count the one on the Blue Moon Inn.
Right.
Why do we have all that? You know, what is the point, right? I would like to do something about the gangs that are running around in Varrock. That would also probably be good to take care of, you know? I suppose I don't know the impact of the gangs and what they do and do not offer for the city, but perhaps if they had a ruler who wasn't an absolute mumpty, you wouldn't have to rely on gangs for financial stability and, like, personal safety. So, you know, that would be cool. So, other than killing Charlie as soon as I got into office, we got to put a lot of money back into Varrock because seems like the people there are kind of down bad.
Yeah.
But
Great. I didn't even
Yeah.
think of that. Like,
you're like, we might do some trade routes. We might do whatever. I'm like, I want to make the city better.
I still don't think it would be a bad idea to send Charlie down to the Dark Wizards, though. You know, it's like let that be the trial. If he survives, trial by wizard.
If he survives, I'm gonna kill him anyway.
Well, no, you just roll up with your scythe. No one would think twice. But yeah, let him suffer a little bit with the Dark Wizards. There's not an NPC I think in this game that I despise. I really don't think there is. Anyway, thank you so much, Chaga Ninja, for your amazing question. As always, if you guys out there listening, we're in your ear holes right now, coming through your car speakers, you know, at your family gathering event, playing for all to hear. If you would like to send us a fun question, you can do so via postcard. You can see I have them so beautifully posted on my wall. My next project is to get a massive corkboard, one like 3 times this size. And I'm just going to have all the postcards on the back of this wall. If you want to send us a postcard, you can do so. The P.O. box is in the description. I'm actually thinking about changing P.O. boxes. So if you're hearing this at the time of the, if you say to yourself, it is May 10th or whenever, or 11th, whenever we put this out.
Gonna be May.
If it's May 11th and you're going to send your postcard now, go ahead and do it. But I would say before you send your postcard, if you're listening to this while in the future, please check the description for the updated postcard or the updated P.O. box address. Anyway, it's in the description. Or join our Discord. I think Oxie plugged it in the Achievement of the Week section. I can't remember, but it's discord.gg/OSRSTNL. It's also in the description of the episode. You can join the Discord. If you're a part of our Patreon, you can post it in the fun question section. If you're not, just post in the Xpwaste chat and I will make note of it. That is the episode, folks. Thank you so much for listening to us on the return of this fine podcast. If you want to follow us on our social media, you can find all that in the description of the episode. It's usually at Xpwaste Pod if you're just going to search willy-nilly. You can follow Oxie on his socials. You can watch his Poor Man's Guide to Bossing series on YouTube. You can watch my failed Iron Man series and give me feedback, because maybe one day I will get the itch to do it again and start posting episodes on YouTube. I was actually I was watching my old YouTube videos one day because I just woke up and I was waiting for Oliver to wake up. And I was watching them and they were actually kind of fun. Like, I had a lot of fun editing them. I had somewhat of fun making doing the content for it. But anyway, I miss that. Thank you guys. This has been Xpwaste. I'm Michael. That's Oxie. And we'll see you guys next week.